it in your hand. Exit light into night. Grain of sand. Exit light into night. Take my hand. Off to never, never land. Yeah, yeah. Yo. When the outside temperature rises and the meaning is oh so clear, 1001 yellow daffodils begin to dance in front of you, oh dear. Are they trying to tell you something? You're missing that one final screw. You're simply not in the pink, my dear. To be honest, you haven't got a clue. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. It finally happened. Whoa, it finally happened. I'm slightly mad. Oh dear. I'm one card short of a full deck. I'm not quite the shilling. One wave short of a shipwreck. I'm not my usual top billing. I'm coming down with a fever. I'm really out to sea. This kettle is boiling over. I think I'm a banana tree. Oh dear. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. Finally happened. Finally happened. I'm slightly mad. Oh dear.
Hello! Oh, the camera is high. Should we pull that
You
down?
need to check
Sure,
your
the
audio
camera's
first.
high. It has nothing to do with you.
Camera, DM, whatever. Hello! Can you guys hear me? I'm just making sure. I see the little green line, so I think we have audio. I think, yes. we actually have audio. Hurrah! Hopefully everybody is doing really super well tonight. Happy Monday. And I I am in this seat without supervision again, because Cactus has to work. So we're missing him and Griff, who's feeling a little under the weather. I'm sure it's not the Rona, though, so, don't panic.
Or do.
Or do
Perhaps your
panic.
mom.
I can't tell you. Live your life. I'm not your mother. But
Mother?
I don't know. What? I mean, what? I can't hear you. Maybe I should yell.
Oh, and I don't have to worry about my phone.
Let's put it in the center.
Oh.
Lance might
That's-
have to worry about his phone.
Are-
Because you have
where
both
are the
cords.
mics?
If you put
In
the
the
cord, you just.
Oh, they're in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, so you might have to worry about your phone being there. Because
Thank
both cords, including the bad one, are running underneath your phone.
So I'm not totally sure what Keith usually says at this particular point in time. So we're just probably going to
Hi.
jump right into it. Yeah, other than hello. So hello. And I think we're going to jump right into it. Oh, there is one thing. Last week, you might have noticed, if you were watching, that we abruptly cut off, like, I don't know, an hour in. Were we even an hour in?
Something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Better touch
We
your
were
phone.
one of those affected by the really super weird blackout for a couple hours. Oh, YouTube, Discord, thank you. Let me hit the buttons. The Discord, the YouTube. Huzzah! Okay. If you join the Discord, for anybody who's not already familiar with it, then you'll get updates on when we are streaming, when the individual artists are streaming too. Kyrie's got a really awesome creative channel. I have a creative channel that I have not been on for ages, and everybody over here is already playing the I don't want to be the recapper game.
I've done it 2 weeks in a row.
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I don't want
Matt
to
doesn't have an
recap that.
option.
Everything that we missed.
Fair enough. Okay. But yes, we kept on playing anyway. I don't think you guys missed too many of the really extreme plot points. There was action that happened, but we will at least do a brief rundown of what you missed. And because the electricity went out, we have no recording. So that will not be available on YouTube. You're just going to have to trust us. So with that, let's switch over to my main thing here. Ho-ho! I can push
Want to move over,
buttons.
Lance?
Do you feel confident enough, Brayden, to recap our thing last week?
I suppose.
You suppose, since everybody else noped so hard?
Yeah.
Do. Yeah, go ahead and take it away, Sam.
Sam.
Oh, I don't know.
Trebek.
Last time we reunited the Queen's dragon to its body. Met a couple of other travelers along the way. And then we hopped back on the boat and went back to shore and headed eastward
Towards nowhere.
towards nowhere to see if we can find the last key. And then we stumbled upon a ravine which we crossed, and not much happened when we crossed the ravine. And then we stumbled upon a town. We traversed the town, then backtracked to see what a mysterious house had been formed. We met a hag there, quickly disposed of her and her mimic house, and then defeated all the rest of the mimic houses. Basically, it was a town full of mimic houses. They were quickly banished. We killed the house and the hag, and freed some flying monkeys. And I believe that's where we left off.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was pretty well the gist of it. There was a lot of interesting action in and amongst all of that, but generally speaking, those were your.
Banished a village.
Yeah, you banished a village, which kudos. I have not seen that happen before. So
What a
hey,
surprise.
I haven't killed a house before either.
yeah, you killed houses. He banished villages, all the things. Wow. Thank you, Chipper, for the biddies. Oh, there's a nice little. I never really noticed that little thing in the corner before. That's nifty.
Where it says that I'm leading.
Oh, does it say you're leading?
I think so.
Oh, has it become a race? Bum bum.
I mean, it's happened
bum.
before.
Yeah, I forget he turns things into races. So you have just banished a village and freed some flying monkeys and murdered a hag. Well,
Picked
it's
up
self-defense.
She
Murder
didn't do
is a strong
anything.
word.
She existed,
She existed, that's it.
and she offered us cookies.
She did give you cookies.
I think
Yeah.
that some of them were
Xerxes.
eaten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Xerxes ate one.
Xerxes ate one.
Burned the rest.
Yeah, which I need to remind me, Griff. I need to give you some info on what that does if I didn't at the time, because I don't think I did.
Nothing good.
Yeah, Xerxes ate one. So, did you guys actually bed down for the night after that, or
I don't think so.
I think
we
we just
picked
kind of
up junk though.
yeah,
Picked
you
up
picked
3
up a bunch of junk.
skulls, and then we picked up a wrapped spoon,
We
and
went and picked up
Apparently-
a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
Emmy burned the cookies.
Yes, she
Mhm.
burned the cookies after Xerxes ate one.
I actually have something fun for you, Griff. I just realized what interesting things I can do with that, so we will discuss later. So yeah, you have just defeated an entire village of mimics, literally. What are you gonna do now? I'm going to Disney World. Sorry, old commercials.
That'd be cool.
I feel
Calm
like
down.
we're in Disney World.
You're not entirely wrong.
You're definitely not entirely right either.
Also true.
We're in Disney World without regulations.
Well, I want off the ride.
You and Jade both.
Let me get off of this thing. So if memory serves, it should be nighttime-ish, and you've probably got another, like, most of the day of travel
And
ahead for you.
On our
tomorrow.
map, we're on the little green bit in between all the obsidian sand nonsense, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just check.
Let me see if I can remember what he told me to
Oh.
do.
I suppose it's probably worth noting that I also called for some of the Lost Boys to meet us at Nowhere.
Oh, that's right.
Huzzah!
Aha.
Yes. You did put in a pixie call to a couple of the
Pixie call.
Lost Boys.
Insert 2 quarters and
Oh.
it's been a bit, huh?
Yeah.
The euphemisms begin.
Indeed. So yes, you are headed eastward to Nowhere. You're about halfway in between the Tam Tam Tree and Nowhere. And yes. So
The Tim Tam tree?
the one tree that's
Yes, the
It's
tree
just
that we
hanging out there.
very specifically didn't go to.
yes,
Oh, right.
that had footprints coming out from it. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you will notice actually, well, I suppose I should let you see if you notice. Roll me a perception check.
20.
9.
8.
10!
Oh, wow. Okay. We're off to a
Notice
grand
shit.
start, you guys. Okay, so, Brayden,
Hi.
you see the footprints that you guys had noticed before and the drag marks. If they were attached to anything relating to the hag, they probably would have stopped. But they do not. They continue. And there's still a significant drag, and there's some blood kind of dragging along with the drag marks. So, yes, you see those continuing forward. What would you choose to do now?
Now, those were, as I recall, just off of the beaten path, yes? Do they remain so?
So, the drag marks were actually on the path.
Okay. But the footprints were off the path?
There were footprints on the path with the drag marks, and there
No,
were...
I tackled that.
Yes.
Never mind. Because there were, what are those called again? The children turned into.
Oh, the
Undead.
Bodak.
Yeah, I tackled the
Yeah.
Bodak. That's what that was. That was just off the path.
He wouldn't see this, but there is a set of footprints off the path, some too. Actually, two sets. One looks a little bit odd, cloven foot, very small. One looks a little bit more normal, humanoid.
Okay.
Where to, you guys?
Nowhere.
You continue on through the night?
If you guys want to.
Sure.
Have we taken a long rest? Do we need to take a long rest? Are
I
we
mean, I've
dying?
still got.
Did anybody get hit?
No.
I don't think
I never
anybody got
get so.
hurt.
I never get hit.
Oh, but I did use up some of my stuff.
And
Not
I'm
that
missing
that's
some
gonna
spell
matter that
slots.
much.
But
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've used some spell slots, but I'm good.
I've still got 2 superiority dice, I think. Yeah. No. I'm gonna say I don't have any because I don't remember.
Fair enough. I forget how superiority dice work, so.
They reset on a short rest. but-
Ah, gotcha.
They make him superior.
Fair enough.
No, that's my tactics, my face.
Your face. This is his ability to be hoity-toity. So, continuing forward into the woods, how many of you have dark vision?
Well, I mean, technically I don't, but
But
I
you
have
got
glasses.
glasses. Do you have dark vision?
No.
Okay.
How are you a robot without dark vision?
What?
I mean, this is like how you can be a giant half dragon and not be able to see in the dark.
Yep.
Fair enough. Touche. So how? Oh, actually, you probably should have rolled that perception check if it's getting into. Well, no, we'll say it's evening right now, so that's fine. You continue on for a ways, and the night becomes darker. How are you proceeding forward, my dear sir?
I would imagine he's in the middle.
I will cast light on a pocket watch.
That'll work. Roll me another perception. We're gonna say that this is a couple hours in
13.
after sundown. 13.
I saw. It's very pretty 4, but
It's a very pretty
It is a
4.
very pretty 4, but it is a 4 number.
Loud noise. Sorry, guys. There you go. Okay. Oh, I rolled a very pretty 4 as well. What do I have
18.
to add to it? 18. Okay.
11.
Well, thankfully, the one that is checking you out rolled a very pretty 4, so you still see this. There's
12.
12,
13.
13.
18.
Okay, so yeah, you get the best sense of
Not a good thing.
what's happening here, but you can see this shape kind of silhouetted against the moonlight in the trees. This very large. If you had something to compare it to in the real world, the shape looks very buffalo-esque, but with a much longer neck
Cousin.
and kind of what's the dinosaur that has the club for a tail?
Oh,
That
not
thing.
Stegosaurus.
Plesiosaurus? No.
That's Nessie.
No.
Ankylosaurus, maybe.
Ankylosaurus, maybe?
I don't
That
remember.
that sounds.
Ankylosaurus is the little tiny one.
Oh. But that dinosaur,
Ankle
everybody
biter.
knows what I'm talking about. That
Yep.
thing.
Okay.
That club thing on the back of its tail. And you hear a little bit of a muffled huffing sound, almost as though it's attempting to be quiet.
Is this... no, you said in the trees. It's not in a tree. It is on the ground.
It is on the ground, yes. You see it silhouetted within the
There's
trees.
a buffalo
So as
in
we're
the tree.
walking, I'm going to say, do you all remember what happened with Melbane?
Which thing?
The first time that I caught sight of Melbane, or what happened with the Bodak.
Use your words.
Yes.
Do you want that to happen again
I
to something that you may not have seen?
don't think you're being clear enough.
And you guys saw
Yes.
it. He just got a better look at it.
All right. I am tackling it. because that is my MO.
Okay. All right. Roll me a strength check. This should
Isn't
get.
it on the ground?
It is.
What do you mean?
The thing
It's
you were-
walking on the ground. It's not on the tree.
Yeah, it's not like laying down on the ground. It is. It is on the ground. We're gonna see how this goes, though. This could be interesting.
Could be
So roll me a grapple.
worse. Okay. $24.
You're real lucky. So you managed to surprise this thing. It was not anticipating you coming straight for it, and you managed to pin its abnormally long neck down to the ground. So you have hold of its head, but its legs are still
We're doing
trying
this
to
again.
buck around and try to get away from you, and somehow your ridiculous minotaur strength, you manage to keep its neck down, so that it can't really buck you away. You three, on the other hand, end up seeing 4 more come out of the tree line. They have a very boar-like face with long tusks, and seem to currently be stampeding away, but away from him, so kind of accidentally towards you. Let's see. Everybody roll me a dex save.
Myself included?
Not you.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
And you are all within 10 feet of Natalie.
So we all get a plus 3.
4 now, actually.
Ooh.
Because your
23.
charisma went up.
Apparently all my dice suck today.
Oh dear.
Wait, what are we rolling?
What
Dex
you got?
Dex save.
1? Oof.
1.
Oof.
23.
That's much better.
14.
Is that including your +4?
Yeah. I rolled a 2.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, 23.
These are all high rolls. Okay.
I would like to Fey step out of the way.
Smart.
That's probably for the best. So
Face step into the way.
you manage
then-
just barely to get out of their way on your own. You leap to the side, and one just barely misses running right over you. You phase step which direction? They're kind of coming through the path
I
right
will
now.
Fey step over next to Claudius so that I can use the fear effect on the one he has a hold of.
Okay.
So it has to make a wisdom save.
You do get caught with one of the horns, and thrown back about 5 feet. The unfortunate part of that is that they're still coming towards you because the horns flipped you in the same direction
Oh, nice.
that they are coming. So you will end up taking. Let's see.
And our snake charmer is currently not at the table.
Snake charmer?
Animal whisperer.
Oh, that's.
The one who tried to tame the wandering
yeah,
or the
our
questing beast
displacer
and the
beast.
displacer beast.
Oh, but thankfully, the damage roll was real low, so that's nice. So that's gonna end up being 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you get trampled.
It was real
Did
low
they run
damage.
into the Tweedles?
Oh, I keep forgetting that the Tweedles are with you.
And
Let me
Melbane?
see. Tweedles and Melbane. Thank you. Keep me honest, you
This
guys.
is why you need to be quiet.
Okay.
I mean, I really wanted them to run into the Tweedles.
This is ridiculous. All 3 of these are 7s. All 3 dice just rolled 7s. Which I would think was a lucky number, except it's so dang low.
Yeah, they
Melbane.
roll fine.
That's because you're not rolling for anything.
I know.
Melbane having
Welcome to life.
a relatively high
Well, you did that to yourself.
high
You
modifier there
introduced Will Wheaton dice to your population.
is trying to push the Tweedles out of the way, to keep them safe. The
Try.
Tweedles, on the other hand, have other plans.
Bowling!
Yep. So, where are my Tweedle stats? See, I'm glad that you thought to tell me that, Stephen, because this just got a lot weirder.
Yep.
I could get double smushed.
Yay! I did ask.
You are currently prone.
I
Um.
figured. I'm not a cat.
Tweedles, there we go.
I asked before I did anything.
So they do hit the Tweedles and Melvin. Wow, thankfully my d6s can't roll for crap, so that's good. You see them.
Question.
Yes.
How many of these things are there that are stampeding?
There are 3 stampeding. There is 1 that he's got.
Could you do me a favor real fast?
Mhm.
Could you make those 3 that are stampeding? Can they make charisma saves for me?
Sure. They're not overly charismatic. They are big, ugly mofos. There's my other d20. There it is. Ooh. Okay. But apparently they roll real good. Charisma. So 1 is a 15, 1 is an 18, and 1 is a 3.
So the 18 makes it, but the other 2,
Hey, that's my cue.
they have to minus a d4 from their
Thank you.
attacks.
Awesome. So that means... Okay. So Melbane actually doesn't get hit by any of them, though he is unsuccessful in pushing the Tweedles out of the way.
Oh, surprise.
It's a minus a d4 in the attack roll or the damage?
The attack roll.
Okay, that's how I interpreted that, but I wanted to make sure. So you see one of the first ones take a chunk out of one of the Tweedle's arms, and in its fury, looks over at Bowling. Dumb curls up in a ball excitedly, and
That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear.
Bowling.
Curls up in a ball excitedly.
nice. Okay,
Yay, depression. He grows up into a ball.
you see.
darkness,
My old friend. Siri, play the depression playlist.
You see-
darkness, my old friend.
You see D grab this giant ball that is Tweedledum and just hurl him the direction of
Okay,
these beasts.
So he said bowling, so does he like bowl or does he just like
Baseball.
fastball, like
It's a little bit of a combination of the two. Like,
Ooh.
it's sort of like an underhandy fastball. You gather that, like, bowling is not
Tweedle
a sport
bowling is
they
not
have
the
not.
same as
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
bowling.
Like, there's not a lot of finesse involved in this. And let's see. Remind me how much.
this is the people at the bowling alley who bounce their bowling ball down the lane.
I hate those people.
You watch them do the thing and
I'm gonna
I've never
need
done it on accident.
Brayden to make me a dex save.
I have to make a dex save? Why?
Yes.
Because
Because
Tweedledum.
you are going to be within 10 feet of one of these beasts.
Oh.
Because you moved out of their way, but you haven't actually had
Am
a
I
chance
within
to
10
take
feet
movement.
of
Natalie? Yes.
Elaine?
Oh yeah, so you're gonna need to roll me a dex save at disadvantage.
That's fine.
but then yes, so you get the bonus.
Yes.
You have
Sorry.
Good, a 19.
What?
You have your bonus too.
To the Adams administration.
23.
Yes, you two both make it. So, the two beasts that manage to be right in the path of Dumb as he gets projectiled out get knocked prone immediately, and you can tell, like, you can hear bones snapping and things like that. They're not dead, but they are real hurt.
They want to be dead.
They kind of want to be. The other one continues going away from all of the people. And let's see if they stay conscious. And neither of them stay conscious.
Maybe
So
they were endangered.
those two are down. And you still have control of the other one. So there's no point in initiative. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to get up.
Yes, you successfully get up after having rolled out of the path of Tweedledum.
So I'm a little confused. What do we normally do at this point?
Normally Emmy would try to tame the beast.
Ah,
We don't even know what it is.
True. That
Does it
doesn't
talk?
seem to make a difference.
do you talk?
No. it just.
That's helpful, actually.
I am going to roll. I don't know what. I don't know what her animal handling is, but I'm just gonna roll a
Your character
d20 and
sheet's not
see.
there. I think it's +4 if I remember correctly. 'Cause
That's
it's based
gonna
on
be a
wisdom.
nope then, because that was a 6. She tries to tame it, but of course the displacer beast is beside her and kind of spooks it, so it's not responding well to being tamed at the moment.
What do you want me to do?
Let
Probably
go.
knock it out and keep going.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep!
Go to sleep.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give that to you.
So after we spend some time beating it
Bludgeoning.
into submission,
Bleeding the local
Where did my
animal
mouse go?
population.
There it is.
I'm going to try not to kill it, however.
We should probably kill these other ones, though. Put them out of their misery.
Is it clear which bones are broken? Are any of the legs at issue?
Legs, no, looks more like ribs.
Oh, okay.
They,
Well,
will-
and in that
they might
case-
survive.
In that case, since they're well,
You could
You
drop
all
like
keep
1 point of
moving.
healing into each.
well, I don't want to wake them up with the healing. They're going to be mad.
she's gonna heals him. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
There's just a whole lot of going to sleep.
I mean, if you want me to go ahead and just neck pinion them and then beat them as you heal it.
I feel like that's so.
Wrong?
Yes. Also,
But
dumb.
Yes.
Haven't we talked about bowling with living things?
no, actually, I don't think we have.
Have we not talked about
no,
that?
that
All
we
right.
said you cannot bowl down the center of town,
That was not
but
specific
we
enough.
are not in the center of town.
But
Bowling?
they knocked you over.
And they took a chunk out of D and Dumb.
I feel like bowling is an appropriate response given the circumstances.
All right. Yes. Typically, you should not bowl living things. If those living things are trying to hurt us, then I suppose yes, that's reason for bowling.
So in a stage whisper, because I'm aiming for not D and Dumb, but you should not give anything so non-specific to D and Dumb ever.
I feel like that was fairly specific.
That was not nearly specific enough for D and Dumb.
More specifically, D.
Consult us before bowling living things.
We are consulting Tweedles.
Yes.
We will consult you before we become bowling, Tweedles, and therefore I will not bowl for living things without your permission.
Yes.
Yes.
I will not bowl for living things without your permission.
Thank you, Dee.
You are welcome, pretty lady. Stephen, can I have you adjust the camera a little bit? Apparently, Lance and Brayden are super blurry. And,
So hard to tell.
Really, I
There.
think that we're more blurry than they
oh,
are.
are you?
Are we blurry?
We might be. I don't know. I can't tell.
Everyone's
Are Stephen
You
and
need
Nat blurry
glasses.
too, you guys?
Okay, you guys are gonna have to tell me because I can't see.
Other way, I think.
That's
I haven't actually moved it.
Oh, never mind. You just magically got blurrier anyway.
This direction.
Yeah, other way.
Other way. Okay.
There we
That-
go.
Looks like it's probably clear.
How's that? Aye. Okay. Cool.
All right, now do we need to fix
Awesome.
the other one?
No. Griff says you're good. Okay. Good deal. Thank you. So they, and they request that you hold hands because they were saying that it looked like a bad prom picture. Now it looks like a really bad prom picture.
I'm not holding your hand like that.
Anything you do to my daughter, I will do to you.
This is the rejection prom picture. All right. So,
Are we doing this?
Melbane looks at you. I can try a thing. Things are still a little.
Practice makes permanent.
We can hope. He casts, or attempts to. Let's see what happens.
This can only go well.
One more level and you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, so actually it'll work.
Although it depends what state of mind Janice is in, whether or not he's
Catatonic.
willing.
He uses his interesting little prosthetic hand to draw some shapes in the air, and you see kind of a glowing shape, and he blows it over the creatures and follows it with an interesting language that you're unfamiliar with, and you can kind of see, even though they're unconscious already, there's just this deep relaxation that sets into their bodies.
Melvin casts Dream Eater.
Hopefully they will stay asleep.
Perfect.
Are you going to set their ribs now?
Yes. I'll dump 5 points of healing into each of them.
You can you see that some of the area where they've been a little bit on the deflated side you hear a couple of bones resetting.
Melbane, do you know what these are?
Yes. Now whether or not I can say this name, I'm not sure. Catoplibas.
Gesundheit.
They tend to be plains animals. It's rare to see them this far out from the grasslands or the painted deserts.
Let me guess, typically friendly.
Not unfriendly might be a better way to say it. More.
I asked.
I didn't answer.
Someone did.
More in the vein of they are animals. Yes, they are beasts. They tend to be vegetarian, but they can be aggressive if they feel provoked or spooked otherwise. Now, whether they're actually being provoked or spooked might not matter.
Fair enough. Shall we continue?
Sure.
Probably be wise. So you leave your sleeping creatures there in the road, and one beside the road, and continue on forward. About 2/3 through the night, a pixie. You kind of well, I guess I'll have you roll for that.
The pixie in your pocket starts vibrating.
You see a pixie kind of coming down from above, and it makes its way towards your shoulder. You can roll me a perception to see if you see it. Nope.
I mean, that's a 10.
I mean, you will see it eventually anyway, but
When it lands on your shoulder,
yeah.
be surprised.
Listen.
This tiny weight that feels like a leaf for a second just kind of settles onto your shoulder, and when you look out of the corner of your eye, it seems like there's a strangely huge face right here because it's right next to your head.
Good evening.
And glowing.
Hello. There is a message for you.
It's called.
Do I need
It's
to enter
called.
my
Please
enter my
your
pin?
4-digit code.
No.
The pixie you are trying to reach.
Is
Voice
unavailable.
mailbox that has not been set up.
Yes.
My name's Siri. The Lost Boys Oddswan and Tools have embarked and should actually be very near to the destination.
Perfect. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And she flitters off.
You're supposed to tip pixies.
Only if it's a collect call.
What's a tip?
I'm gonna pull out a gold coin.
Oh, shiny.
Have fun.
It's kind of heavy. It kind of inspires a slightly drunken movement at this point. She flitters back up to the sky. Later on, someone dies when she drops the coin at terminal velocity.
Perfect. This is our solution for the final bad guy.
Yes.
Rain of gold coins.
It's actually not a horrible idea.
The battle will be over in...
So you have your pixie message now. Evens or odds, everyone?
Odds.
Oh, well, you got real lucky on that one.
Sorry, even Steven.
You
My middle name
continue
is
through the
Todd.
night. You are surrounded by, at first through the night, you're kind of surrounded by sort of jungle-ish growth. Similar, though not quite like the area that you were in Cannibal Cove and the Rune Jungle. Definitely has some different features to it, but more similar to that than any of the forest lands that you've been in before. As you continue east, you start noticing more and more that there is still definitely a lot of plant life, but the floor of the forest does start to take on again a little bit more of a black sand sort of feel to it.
I will take another scoop.
You now have another pocket full of sand.
That is my third pocket full of sand.
How many pockets do you have?
At least 3.
Fair enough.
Die! Pocket sand!
Pocket sand. It's important to have pocket sand sometimes.
You never know when you need it. And I actually have a purpose for it. So.
The forest cover stays pretty consistent. There's a little bit of the underbrush that begins to fade out as this happens, and then you notice kind of an abrupt space ahead where it seems like the forest clears. It's now getting into morning. You've made it through the night relatively uneventfully and still have not, been mauled by any beasts of the forest. Roll me a perception check again.
That's worse.
13.
18.
18.
Natural 1.
Oof. Okay, so my 18s, you see this. There was the crack in the sky. You guys interpret this as just like thunder. It is a little bit of a cloudy morning, so while you can tell that the sun is coming up, it looks kind of like there might be a storm soon. You hear a bolt of thunder coming through and can see another fissure forming off of the other one. You do, however, this time notice, while there is a crackle that also sounds like it would be lightning, there's a crackle on the end of this fissure that forms that starts to crack through more. But there are 2 intensely bright beams of light coming from the... I have to think directions here. Coming from your west and from the south. And there is saying beam of light is not completely accurate, but another radiance that almost seems like a darker, it almost is the absence of light that seems to be combining with it from more directly south of you, that all kind of gravitate towards that space where the crack is settling in and seem to be preventing it from going further. Ahead of you, you start to see from this clearing where there is a break. The break comes in a space where there is another kind of creek bed down below you, a bit of a ravine. Shouldn't be too difficult theoretically for you to go down the ravine and climb back up. It's a little bit of a climb. It's one of those things. Similarly, about 40 feet down. Really nice little passage there. And you two do indeed hear ticking again.
Did you want me to throw the rope again?
What?
Or are you
I
going
believe
to
you
magic
got us
everyone
across
across
last time.
again?
Mm-hmm. Has it been? Yeah, it has been. Alright, I will use the Spade of Sages and I will make another path
Land
using
bridge.
Move Earth.
Cool. D looks over at you. That's a really cool trick. Will you teach me how to do that?
Are you Earth moving Tweedles?
We move lots of earth.
Then I don't need to teach you then.
Oh, I don't usually move that much earth all at once, though.
Neither do I,
Usually.
usually.
Well, how'd you learn how then?
I used this.
Can you teach me how to use that?
None of us are saying anything. We're just kind of like.
Yeah, no, we are.
Even Melbane's kind of like, where's this gonna go?
Well, we'll have to see if we can find you one.
I can have my own one of those thingies.
If we find one, yes.
He's very excited about life and does a little Tweedle dance. You that dumb? I might have my own self one of those.
Just keep your eyes open for it.
He kind of
Watch us find one.
just grabs his eyes and starts. And Melbane just kind of sighs and nods.
By rights now, if we find one, it goes to the Tweedles.
Tweedles.
I have to make one. So you cross uneventfully. When you notice the crocodiles, make me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
On crocodiles?
Everyone?
No,
The
specific to
clock
Brayden.
man.
Am I within 10 feet of Elaine? Because this will depend on what I roll.
Are you within 10? I will let you decide your,
Well, we
your
are
passing
in
order.
walking distance.
We are walking across the land bridge.
Yeah.
That
So
you
there's
just
it's
created.
entirely possible that you are, yes.
Okay. 16.
16. Okay. So you have this feeling inside your brain, there's like this memory that's getting triggered, but it doesn't quite seem like a
I hate
memory.
you so much.
Almost like you are looking in on a conversation that you had been present for, except you know that that's not true because it's about you. You just have this internal feeling that it is about you. And there are two very regal looking
Henry's
clockwork
been
people
schizophrenic the whole time.
that
Nope, not.
are looking into this orb in a really grand clockwork cathedral. Like it's super interesting looking.
Okay.
A little bit of an astrolabe sort of a thing going overhead so that they can tell the time in all kinds of different places.
I forget.
They look down. Can we reach him? I'm unsure. In his current state, I don't know that he's available. But he's almost out of time. And
Have you tried using a different provider?
Gotta go with Verizon.
the vision kind of pops out of your mind as though it was a daydream, and you are left with this impression and this thought in your mind of these two fascinating looking clockwork people that feel very familiar to you, but you can't recall having ever seen them before.
It's because they're you from the future.
Oh god.
Just glimpsed the clockwork gods.
Clockwork gods.
Gods of all that is clock and working.
Continuing forward.
Hardly working.
You're about traveling overnight has given you, has kind of caught you up, so that probably within the next 2 hours you'll be in town. So if you want to stop for meals or anything like that, you're welcome to. But yes, you have passed through the night successfully and safely, relatively speaking. I'll say probably at this point you're looking at 7 to 8-ish.
Oh, leader.
Wow.
You keep charging forward.
Sure.
Okay. The dragging marks become a little bit deeper here for a moment, and then you can start to see that there are like dig-ins into the sand, and while there's still a trickling of blood, it seems like there's also more foot movement and no longer dragging. You also see something new that you hadn't noticed before. There are now 3 sets of small footprints, one of which is kind of a cloven-footed thing, and the footprints from inside the forest have kind of come outward and then disappear. Continuing on the path, are you on the side of the path? How would you like to go?
Continue on the path, I guess.
On the path.
I really enjoy that we've made Brayden the leader.
Man's got all the keys.
Reluctant leader. Continuing forward. Let's see if anything really super weird happens here.
At the starting line.
Roll 2. That is not the right page that I had marked.
You've been rebuked.
Rebelled.
Insane.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and roll me another perception. You keep on for about an hour, hour and a half. You're getting closer to town.
Natural 20.
Woo!
19.
Nice.
18.
Nice.
14.
Hey.
Better, but still bad.
Do you have your charm thing in your...
I do. I have all 4 of them.
You see, you still see this, but you don't get very much clear detail, so you kind of see this strange blob silhouetted in the distance.
Giant gelatinous cube.
It doesn't quite look gelatinous. There are a lot of feet involved. You guys...
That just made me so much more uncomfortable.
You probably should be, but for very different reasons than what you think.
It's
A blob
Feet.
with feet?
Of feet. Not with feet.
Of feet?
Of feet.
Wow.
So, You guys actually get a much clearer impression of what's going on, although you're far enough back that you're not seeing all the details. There are two very short silhouettes. Well, actually, three very short silhouettes. One's kind of off to the side. But the two larger of the short silhouettes seem to have someone on a stick tied up carrying them.
So, do you remember what happened with Melbane? And then with... Okay, I was just making sure. I'm going to go ahead and take some of my de-stinking potion and...
Interesting choice.
And so in my mind, you don't do it like that. You like pop. You're like.
Teenage boy shower. It's Axe.
Very
Oh, it's just axe
Oh.
bodies.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
no.
I feel like
Yep.
you just made the problem so much worse.
Oh.
Yep.
Now you just smell like stinky slime and teenage boy. Which,
Smelling like you frolicked in a field of flowers.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Flowers were B.O. and Mountain Dew.
That's a pretty good description.
Day old pizza.
Yeah, yeah. Do you keep back from them? Do you continue forward and try to intercept them?
Right. Apparently I'm the leader. Let's go around them. And continue
we-
going on.
Should we sneak?
Why?
Are we gonna try to save the person on the stick?
Does he need saving?
I mean, he's on a stick.
And you're the one to judge?
Hey. Jars are far more humane than sticks.
It's true.
I
Right,
can
Melvin?
attest to that. I
I
was-
think that the Slod would disagree.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Although you didn't.
I see you
drown
wince every
me
time you see a
in
jar.
The bottle. I mean, I'm not going to say that it was a perfectly pleasant experience, but it was better than the alternative.
We gave him a chair.
Yes.
On a stick you can breathe better.
We poked holes in the jar.
I don't think that's true.
Melvin?
I don't know that
Well,
he's
yeah,
been
but we
on a
don't know that
stick.
Melbane's ever been on a stick. He's been in a jar,
But
sure.
he's been in the jar, so we're getting his opinion on the jar.
I will step off the path.
I prefer it to my previous situation. We'll say that.
If he asks for help, then we'll go from there.
We should probably see what's going on.
Sure, if you'd like to mess with the local culture, that's
That's
fine.
all we do.
She's not wrong.
No, that's
Not
all
wrong.
you do.
Hey,
You
hey,
have been
I
involved every
stayed back.
Of course, my apologies, St. Claudius.
Dick.
Like, even Melbane kind of. He's a difficult man.
But interacting with the local culture has done wonderful things for us. We got 3 keys.
I mean, when left to their own devices, the upper world is generally a very pleasant place to be. Most of the time.
I mean, Melbane, from where we are, do you have any idea of who these people are, maybe what's going on? Is this a normal thing here?
I can say that I have not often seen people carried away on sticks before. Let me see if I can get a closer impression.
Oh dear.
He starts.
I'm gonna
Or
step
we could
away.
just walk closer, Melbane.
Practice.
Actually, we could make this even easier than that. Hello!
Hello, travelers.
You see them kind of like halt, and even the shape of the head on the stick kind of, and they turn around, and there's this whistling, this like call.
No, it's Yondu.
There's you can hear this little like, it sounds like one of the calls of the Lost Boys.
I am hurrying ahead then.
What you find is Oddswan and tools, and before you actually get right up on them, you see a small little monster who's actually pretty darn cute, as small little monsters go, with abnormally large hands kind of dragging along. There's just this thing about large hands, apparently. And little, like, hairy ears with the tufts sticking out of them, like old man ears, with a kind of an underbite with little tusks, walking next to him that looks incredibly happy about life. And there is a really lovely lady,
Chipper.
tied to a stick, whose feet, she's just like doing this with her feet and kind of humming the song.
Nazi culture.
And she is tied to the stick, and the boys are carrying her quite happily.
Hello.
Claudius! And Hans Swan drops his head and like wraps you
You are
into
not
a
that
hug.
close.
yeah, you're not quite that close.
Was he holding the feet end or the head end?
He was holding the head ends, so you hear this. Thankfully, he's a child, so she didn't fall far. And he just runs towards you and like grabs you in this giant
Who's
hug.
this on the stick? It's a god in human form.
And you see Tool smile and wave.
Two of us.
And
See, the gods here aren't so tough. You just gotta put them in a jar and show them their place.
not a god, perceived as a god.
I believe that is
Perception
your
means a whole lot.
title.
Not given
Don't take
by
this
me.
from me.
I don't understand what I'm taking from you.
The joke.
The joke.
Upon the squishing against your armor, you hear Oddswan giggle, and he like lets go and sticks to you. This is no.
You are never getting rid of that glitter.
Axe body spray.
Ooh, glitter. I'm shiny and gross at the same time.
A child's dream. Emma Mother can attest.
The woman on the ground looks kind of like puts her head up from the sand. Are these friends of yours, boys? Yes. This is Claudius, and this like he goes through and names each one of you. Oh, lovely to meet you.
Boys, why is there a woman on a stick?
We're going to play house. We found a mother.
This is gonna be awkward.
They asked if I wanted to play a game. I didn't understand the rules. I just wonder where the parental supervision is.
It isn't.
Oh, okay.
Boys, let's maybe untie her. I'm gonna walk over and like start
Thank you.
help her up.
She stands and gets to her feet. I'm trying to remember all of the describing factors of a chipper. If you would like to, you can leave it in the chat. I know that I'm relatively sure she's in blue robes. Am I making that up? There's a description that I intended on rereading before I started this, and I oopsed. But do you visibly have a... Yeah. Do that thing. I will describe her in just a moment. She will describe herself in just a moment. She gets to her feet and dusts herself off. She has a tiny mini horn in the front of her forehead. And she is incredibly lovely. She's just... So, you have all met. My name is Chipper. It's delightful to meet you.
Good to meet you too, Mother.
No. Her name was Chipper.
I was
Yes,
calling
but
her by her
title
title.
is mother. Remember,
Ah.
people could have two names.
If they're not Tweedles.
But the Tweedle series in.
Tweedles can't have two names.
I'm just gonna look back at the Tweedles and see their response to this.
They like kind of gloom over, and gloom is not the appropriate word. Gloom, and Chipper sees this like these two crashing rock forms coming towards her with giant grins on their face.
They're also friends.
That's good. They look like they would be formidable enemies.
They would.
Enemies.
Anemone.
Or
But
sea
no.
anemones. They look like maybe they would be strange sea anemones, though.
Indeed.
I
We have
think
yet
they
to
would.
see the combat capabilities of the Tweedle.
No, I think we've seen enough.
Bowling?
And whether or not he likes it, I am hugging tools too.
he almost does one of those angsty teen things of being like, but you
That's fair.
kind of you.
I mean, he sticks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then he puts his face in, and then he actually does go. Ugh.
Yeah, like initially it was like the I gotta look tough thing, and then it became a, oh no, I like hugs, and then it's
Oh,
then
no.
it became
I,
a
I,
now I'm
more
stuck.
I
legitimate.
can't let go.
Yeah.
I can't put my
I
arms down.
I can't hear out of my left ear anymore.
She kind of like pushes her Chipper pushes her red hair kind of back behind her ears. So, from what I understand of what I have heard, that I think might apply now that I see you, to you, either you are incredibly good friends, or I should be terrified right now.
Maybe both.
That seems fair. I could see that being plausible.
Are you casting Disintegrate?
No, I don't have a 6th level anymore.
That's not pew. That's whoosh.
I like that your reason for not casting Disintegrate was
Is that
that
he
you don't
doesn't
have a
have the
6th
spell
level
slots for
spell
it.
right now. That's terrifying.
It's not that it wouldn't be appropriate in this moment.
Oh, and how rude of me. I haven't introduced you to a very important person. She gestures down to the little, like,
Thing.
weird looking thing. This is Lord Boggleson. And he looks at and smiles with his toothy underbite. Hello, I am Lord Boggleson, and this is a Chipper, and these are strangelings. They were comfortable being called strangelings, so now they are strangelings. I don't know what they really are. He kind of looks sort of nervous that he's surrounded by much larger people. Also, the Tweedles now choose to weigh in on the naming
The
thing.
naming of Tweedles, the naming of things.
You have your title, like this here being Lord, and then you got your given name. So, not really 2 names. You've got the name Tweedle, and then you got your given Tweedle
Title.
which is Tweedle, so I guess the other one's the name. So, I am D. You put your title first, you got Tweedle D.
Mother Chipper.
Yes, we know what your title is.
Mother Chipper.
You Mother Chipper.
I think that's my go-to insult now.
Mother Chipper.
But every time I say it, I'm gonna giggle, so it's fine. It'll just make me happy instead of me dwelling on whatever I feel obligated to insult.
Chipper is not an insult.
No, not at all. Chipper is awesome.
Mother
Chipper. She kind of bows a little bit and raises her eyebrows at the boys. Yeah, I like that.
Boys, you know you can't steal a mother.
Well, you can.
I think they did.
I think they did.
You're not supposed.
The evidence in front of us would tell us contrary.
We asked if she would play with us, and she said yes.
Always read the fine print.
Remember, consent is key.
I clearly didn't understand the rules of this game, but yeah. They seemed nice enough, and they didn't seem to actually have any intent to harm me. We never were told how to get a mother. We just told we were supposed to find one, and we found one, so we were taking it back like all the other things we take back.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do.
I'm
They're
over
not a
here,
thing you
like,
hunt?
getting teary-eyed.
Oh.
Is she okay? Okay.
You should give her a hug.
Okay.
Swan like tackle hugs you. And now there is this perfect like odd swan print of goop.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes?
This armor was just polished.
By whom?
Me.
We'll get no game. Sorry.
Not yet. Oh, wait. I didn't mean like no. I
He's
just
not quite skilled enough with his hands yet for that.
We're still working on a way to fix that.
I just put together the innuendo a moment ago. I'm sorry. I spoke before I thought.
It's fine. Thank you, Odd Swan.
I like you.
I like you too. I wish you were cleaner.
You could be our mother too. We could have two mothers.
Because 2 is always better than 1.
2 is always better than 1.
You
It
could
depends
be
on
our
what you're
mother.
talking
This is
about. Are we
Hydroheads.
talking
Like he looks at you.
I would
Always
be
better
happy
than
to be
one.
your mother.
Because if you have 2 diseases, they'll fight for each other and hopefully kill each other off.
And you with it.
Do you want to be our mother too?
Janice does sound like a wonderful mother name.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if Pan would approve if I was your mother.
That's true.
Oh.
But Pan doesn't have to approve. See, that's the thing about mothers. They don't need anybody's approval.
And technically, if you're Pan's mother, you can tell
That's
him what to
2020.
do.
And it would make Pan terribly upset. Yes, I accept it. I shall also be your mother.
What about you, Henry?
Oh,
He would be glad to be your mother.
I'm not sure.
that's
Oh.
not the word I was gonna go for.
He is the leader. I don't know if he can be your mother as well.
Yes, I can only have one title, and leader is my title.
At this point, like he's
And it's stuck.
yeah, he's stuck to you.
It's like, oh, well that makes sense. Can I have a little help?
All your gears are gummed up.
You get a mother, and you get a mother. Yes. Chipper kind of brushes her hair back. It's like,
Well, did I win the game yet?
My dear, motherhood is not a game.
We hadn't actually started playing yet. We were gonna meet them first and see what they needed, and then we were gonna take you back, and then we were gonna have you as mother. Oh, okay.
It's a long game. Like 18 years at least.
Yes, but the children here don't grow up, so eternity.
his mother is an entree.
That's actually kind of what I thought. Have you as mother.
Nom nom nom. No.
Well, I mean, the last mother that we had, we didn't keep her that long. We were just playing. I mean, we know that she's not a real mother. We can't keep hold of her forever. But it's fun to pretend.
Indeed. Well, we have not slept at all last night. So if we can make it to town, it might be a good idea to at least get you boys a little cleaner.
Well, if we have to.
You do not have to, but it would be a good idea.
Actually, if you have a mother, you do.
So just
I
to
didn't know all the
clarify,
rules of this
Claudius,
game.
you have to sleep.
We can knock him out.
I can hear you.
So?
But you have to sleep.
It would be a good idea.
Would it?
Do you not sleep?
Elves are
No.
a little different.
Oh. What are you?
I've been avoiding it for
I am
a
me.
while, but he's your mother, Janice.
Oh, you are a mother.
And mothers don't sleep.
Can we have twin animals?
I feel like that is painfully true. will attest.
Hey, you're a mother too. Actually, you're more of a mother than I am.
That's not true. That's not true.
You're up with the baby.
Give yourself some
Because you're
credit.
growing another one.
Well, that's out there now.
The stream didn't know.
Ah,
And now they do.
We'll see if they caught it.
well, it's not like
fine.
you. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say that.
We go into nowhere.
As you're traveling into
Sorry
nowhere,
about that.
Chipper kind of explains to you some of the things that she has seen in town already. So it might be a little bit hard to find an actual official room in the inn because something has been through here and pretty much reduced big chunks of the town to smoldering ash, and they are rebuilding.
Oh,
Do they have a well?
I honestly don't know. I don't
We
know.
shall
I
have to find
didn't
out.
specifically look for a well.
We shall have to find out.
Why do we need a well?
I'm just gonna look at the Tweedles.
Ah, never mind.
We are well digging Tweedles. Or we can be. We have been well digging Tweedles. Somebody just needs to remind me to get out of the hole before we put the wall on it.
That's fair.
We can help
Yep.
with that this time. Probably.
Thank you. I don't like being in holes for that long. Not when it's not a cave. Caves are different.
I'm hearing some depression. Yeah, we can help with that.
That's good. Thank you. And Chipper kind of describes that they've got a lot of people set up in different, like a good chunk of the library has been preserved or rebuilt, so they've got people that are sort of refugees from different areas that have been under attack staying there. There are some rooms that are in the inn, but because half of the inn got kind of taken out, it's kind of lower capacity than usual. And they're doing what they can with what they've got available as far as shelter. So you will be put up, but it might not necessarily be what you were hoping for.
Honestly, got bedrolls.
Mother Chipper, where are you from?
I am from somewhere else. And I'm still a little confused about how I got here, but I got here through a tree.
Okay,
I fell
that makes
for
sense.
a really long time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did you climb under the tree?
Oh no.
I kind of climbed under a bar.
Oh no.
There was a tiny door. I got real small because there was a little shining pile.
Wait.
Eat
There
me.
was a bar with a door?
There was a bar with a door, yes. The
And
door
this,
was
this
tiny.
door went to the tree.
The door did go to the tree.
I think that you might have needed to be guarding that somehow.
The door went into the ground, which then fell kind of out from under me, which then ended me up in a big space where there was... It was a whole thing. There was water and me getting small and me getting big and me getting small again and me getting through another door that then brought me up the tree.
That sounds suspiciously like a gate.
Indeed it does.
West Philadelphia, born and raised. I read that and I couldn't help it.
I think, Janice, that your guild is failing.
You have a guild.
Yes. But we are not failing.
He's done that before, though.
So what is your guild's job if she thinks that you're failing?
We guard the gate.
There was no guard at the gate.
Not my gate.
Yes, but you
Not
should
your
re-
gate,
you
not
should
your
re-
problem.
you
I
should
see his
report that
philosophy.
person.
Oh, we will be.
I,
Not my flying monkeys, not my mimic town.
Not my
I-
mimic.
I find your
It's out of my
philosophy
jurisdiction.
interesting and refreshing.
Not my gate.
there were a lot of portraits. There were a lot of things that moved. It was fascinating. Well, I guess I did meet the guy with the stars in his eyes there, though.
And there it is.
He was really pretty. Sorry.
Yep.
Reading Chipper's commentary.
Safety boy.
We find somewhere to sleep.
Immediately.
Elaine's dating a god. She can date a god too.
Yeah?
Is he a god?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
I mean, I was shooting for doctor or lawyer, but that's pretty awesome.
Wow.
My mother will not be able to complain.
Imagine that she would.
I mean, fair.
Is he single?
Yes,
How do you know?
because I know him.
He worked for him.
I
Point.
did not work for him.
So who is the upper management of the guild?
Me.
Oh, so you're the manager.
Yes.
Is there supposed to be one of you at each door?
One of him.
Yeah, not one of us. We're not part of the guild.
They can clone you?
What is cloning?
What is a clone?
Oh, like, how do I explain this?
You times 2.
Yes, yes, that.
I read the math book.
No, I have not seen me times 2.
Oh. So how do you guard all the places at once?
I don't.
Oh, but that's not your
No.
gang. Are you the only member of this guild?
Yes.
Not much of a guild then, is it?
What makes a guild?
I just always assumed
Fancy
like
word on a piece of paper.
Self-proclamation.
I assumed like gold foiling.
We need to get you some gold foil.
I
Very
know.
well then. I will refrain from referring to it as a guild until I have acquired gold foiling.
But we won't.
Then you'll be officially gilded.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Well done.
Thank you. I can dad joke too.
That was an excellent build up to that point.
I like that nobody got it before that though.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
This joke is going to take some effort to land.
Yeah, be gilded.
So as you enter in with your party of real strange people and monsters, you do see there is a large downtown strip that is being rebuilt by, it looks like a very, very big team effort. Like everybody from the town is helping and they're trying to like there are kind of makeshift roofs on houses and things like that, but they seem to be trying to get the main structures downtown. What just happened? Oh! Thank you! So I heard this mumbling in the background.
And what was it?
It's a gifted sub.
Chipper gifted a sub.
Welcome, Ace Dragon. I don't know if I know you or not, but welcome. We're glad that you're enjoying yourself.
Whoever Ace Dragon is, they really enjoyed Steven's math book comment, so yeah, they at least think we're funny.
We got jokes.
They think Steven's
Funny.
We're all doomed.
Definitely a bot.
This is the man that laughs at anything the TM says. That is,
Ace is Chipper's cousin.
I'm a very, very
Hi, Chipper's
large
cousin, whose name is
fan.
Ace Dragon.
Yes,
A
yes.
1.
Hi, Chipper's cousin, Ace Dragon.
A 1.
A 1. We are very, very fond of your cousin, so we are already very, very fond of you by proxy. That's awesome. Fabulous. But yes, you see, everybody seems to be focusing on the main part of town, and
You can kind of see why, because it looks like there are a lot of people here for this town, so you gather that a lot of these folks might live out in the woods or something like that and have come here from other places. So to have space to help them, they are trying to make sure that all of the businesses and the larger buildings are up and able to support people's.
Melbang and
Mailbag.
and Xerxes, would you like to take the Tweedles and offer their assistance in helping rebuild the town while we're here?
/
Melbane kind
digging
of-
a well.
Yeah, Melbane sort of like side eyes you.
Don't worry, we'll have a place for you to sleep tonight.
Certainly, certainly. Not going to forget that I also had ship duty. He kind of he pats
Well,
D on
so
the back.
I am going to be like, well, it was a question, not a statement. You can say no.
Mhm.
but D is standing behind him going, yes, I would love to. Of course. Of course.
The road to redemption is paved by Tweedles.
I have much to atone for. he saunters off with the Tweedles.
Good luck!
And, looks kind of ahead in search of something that might look like City Hall to figure out what work needs to be done. And there are a few buildings that are still mostly standing or seem to have been repaired. The library, and there is a shop that houses an apothecary and a magic goods store kind of in one.
That's where we're going.
The tavern is about half up, half down.
Let's see, what
but
is
it is
in
functioning.
nowhere?
Da 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 da, yeah! All the things, all the things.
Okay.
All right. What is your quest? What is your destination? Where are you guys headed?
The magic shop.
Okay, we can go to the magic shop.
All right.
As if you didn't want to go.
We already knew where you were
I
headed.
like how he takes the high ground. He's like, I mean, sure, I guess we can go to the magic shop.
If
Hey,
they
I'm
miss.
the leader. I decide what we do. We're gonna go to the magic shop.
We get to go to the magic shop?
Yep.
The boys are very excited by this.
So, I think it might be worth looking at this point for some new
Yeah,
armor
talking
for
to me.
myself. Yes.
Well, we could sell your slime armor and hopefully replace it with something else.
I think that's
Yeah.
But I thought you loved your slime armor.
I do, desperately. However,
Meanwhile, I will go through
The
the, back
boys.
all the time, mind, and see if there's any spells
They also
that might
seem
be
to love
useful
your
to us.
slime armor.
yep.
And Chipper looks towards you. He's like, why did he shush you? I feel like there are things here that I don't understand yet.
I gesture to the slime that's currently on my armor.
Ew.
It's
I mean,
glitter
I don't
doesn't
mean that
come off.
insultingly. The glitter is a nice touch.
Sure.
I like it as an addition. It's a showstopper. I could use you in my act.
Act.
Ah, yes, now you pipe up.
At that exact moment, somebody walks by. You're the one that sang in the tavern last night. Well, yes, I am. I loved it. You're brilliant. You should be here more often. Do you live here? I'm afraid not. Not right now. But I'm always open for possible suggestions and job offers.
I think you have a full-time job now.
Hashtag struggling actor.
I have a full-time job now?
A mother is a full-time job.
I am still relatively certain that they are playing. I hope. But they said they let the other one go. Wait.
they probably
No,
will.
they said they didn't keep the other one around for very long.
That one
Oh.
probably ran.
I now have concerns.
We can probably address those in a little bit. I think
Okay.
we're going to the magic shop.
Okay. she follows behind you.
Good luck.
It was Hedgehog Honeymoon. They just like, I loved the Hedgehog Honeymoon song from across the street.
Hedgehog honeymoon.
Don't.
It seems fairly self-explanatory.
Lyricist.
and performer at your service.
I should very much like to hear this hedgehog honeymoon.
I might be here every Tuesday. I'm not totally sure what the rules here are yet.
That's fair.
They're
Depends on
very
the game.
simple.
We heard her humming though, and she hums like a mother. I think that means she hums good, right? Yep. Okay, good. That's what I meant to. Yes. That was
Like a mother chipper.
that was what I meant to imply. Yeah.
All right. Well, magic shop.
Yep.
She follows you in, and you are greeted by a very cheerful woman dressed in pink with blonde hair that waves at Chipper. Like, hello again, how are you?
You are popular.
I was here just yesterday. That's how I was able to tell you a lot of things. And a man on the other side of the store gives you a nod. He's a very slender gentleman in a white button-up shirt and in a leather working apron sort of a thing. Good day. How may we help you? What can we do for you? What are you looking for? Anything
Sorry, we are interested in your wares.
I have wares. I have plenty of wares, and I might be able to assist you with selection if you're interested. Some things speak to me, some not as much, but I do at least have a little bit of a sixth sense. Pardon me, I have a small impediment. So, anything in particular that you might be?
Armor for him that's not slimy.
He kind of.
It is fun. However,
I am still confused as to why we are getting rid of it.
I'm gonna like scoop off a blob and just.
Smear it on you.
Do you have any more questions, Janice?
No.
Oh gosh.
make a wisdom save. After he tried so hard the whole slide ride down.
Yep. So, oh yeah. I'm not sure if that part made it onto stream before the blackout happened.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think it did.
Oh,
That's
that's
too
so
bad.
sad.
No, it was
that
on.
was so
It was
fun.
on.
Was it? Did it make through?
No.
Oh.
No, it wasn't.
At least a
Now-
small
now looking
portion of
back.
last week's was captured. Is it tasty like Jello though? I don't know. None of them have tasted it yet. We
I'm
can
gonna
find
say
out.
probably not.
It smells disgusting, so I'm guessing it probably tastes like it smells.
Has anybody suggested that?
Not so far. He comes out from under the he comes out from behind the desk and kind of sizes you up a bit. So, I currently do not possess any armor. However, I enchant many things myself. So, I could definitely go to the blacksmith and have him create something to your liking, and then perhaps be able to give it some extra usefulness for you.
Also, you should know, I think in the background,
That sounds good to
Chipper's
me.
trying to taste the slime.
Oh boy.
Evens or odds, Chipper? Because now I just have to know.
The question is, how strong are you, Chipper?
Constitution save.
I just meant like.
Oh, well.
Oh, now she's just permanently stuck to the armor.
Claudius, when
It
you are
is
done with that armor,
disgusting.
I think I have found a wonderful use for it.
Certainly, provided that we have some other way to pay for goods,
Of course.
services rendered.
So,
Not right now. I mean, like, not now, but
Yeah,
your
yes.
repertoire.
so Chipper ends up tasting it, and it is real gross. And then
because of that 7, goes immediately out into the street and throws up.
It's better than throwing up on the slime armor.
That is really true. Okay, so he's agreed to get some armor in the works for you.
Thank you.
What about you? You seem to be on a mission for something specific. What is it that you seek?
We can't give you that impression.
Your eyes. Something about your eyes.
The
intensity.
greed and the envy in your eyes.
That.
Does he have a spell scroll of haste?
Spell scroll of haste.
It is indeed.
One of many.
Wizards.
Wizard.
Actually, he does.
Oh.
Okay. I just don't know anyone there. I would like to purchase this scroll of haste.
We can certainly do that. I should tell all of you, while exchange of funds is still fine, we would also be happy to honor any labor that you would be willing to put in to help us repair the town. Depending on if you're on the way to something, you can agree to do this later on, as long as you promise to actually come
have
back.
so many
DM
side
question.
Yes.
With the rapier of roses,
Mm-hmm.
with the fast rewinding time,
Mm-hmm.
can I rewind time enough that a building was back to the normal way it was?
Well, we probably need to find
Not
out
that
when it
far,
happened.
because your rewind time, I think, only
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's been definitely more than 30 seconds. You gather that they've been working on
Well,
this.
I
for a
did.
bit
I
now.
was just asking if it's just like 30 seconds rewinding the recap.
Yeah. So.
I didn't know if I could do the specific times.
You were never born.
It's a good thought, but no.
Okay.
That would be a much too OP magic item. I'm just gonna go back so that
I do have
none
something
of
for
this
that.
ever happens.
Does the well count?
I don't know if they're building a well.
We may
Do you have a well?
We actually don't. And
Ah,
They
wonderful.
will.
You will by the time we leave.
oh, interesting.
Not
And
by us, but
Well,
think.
sort of by us.
Compatriots.
Yeah.
I will take any amount of help that I can get.
I imagine that we're going to need to be here at least a day or two if I'm going to be.
I think that would be useful.
I don't know for sure, but at least a
And,
day or two.
Do you also have a scroll of Odaluk's Resilience Sphere?
I'm afraid I don't
I will
have
spend
that.
a luck point to have you reroll.
Oh, you took luck.
Actually, I do. Look at that.
I
I'm
rechecked
sorry.
my
I did-
inventory.
yes, I thumbed through 2. I'm afraid. It's impressive. That had to be a high roll.
Yeah, I will trade some labor for that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so very much for your assistance. We're grateful for any assistance that we can get in helping to rebuild. So you.
Me.
You.
I have something I think you might appreciate. I just have an impression. And yes, I do believe it will take at least a day, possibly more, but I think you're going to be here at least a day anyway, judging from that. And he points out the door to where Chipper is just like, I don't know what happened, but that looks difficult to travel with.
I mean, that is mostly not our problem. But, yes.
But she's our mother.
Right. But her traveling state isn't necessarily your problem. Mothers take care of you.
So we don't take care of mothers?
No, we do. We do.
Stephen wants to sleep in the bedroom and not on the couch tonight. So
We do. I'm just not sure what our plans are from here, so
Oh.
it's not. It shouldn't be a big deal to help
Okay.
Chipper.
Well, and
Mother
apparently
Chipper
we
too.
will be here for at least a day because he has to sleep.
I do indeed.
The look Nat is giving him, yes.
Do you have to sleep every day?
Normally, yes, provided I don't take the potions that I purchased.
Do you not, Mother Janice?
I'm gonna look at my
No.
hand score. What? Take the potions away.
How
You're
do
not
you
gonna be
not
able to do
sleep?
so. They're in the bag of holding.
I don't close my eyes and go to sleep.
Aren't you tired?
Is there an
No.
easy way of doing this? Is there not like an
Huh.
elemental section? One of these freaking.
Will you teach
Don't
us how
believe
to
so.
do that? Pan would be so impressed.
I suppose I can try?
We can learn to be like Mother Janice. And we can learn to fight like Mother Claudius. We can learn things from all of you.
Does this mean you are no longer Saint Claudius?
Please.
When were you Saint Claudius?
There was some unfortunate business. I'll explain later. Now's
Okay.
perhaps not the best
Some
time.
unfortunate decision making.
The dealer kind of goes over to a box in his case, and you see him reach in and pull out what looks like a ball of rusted metal.
Oh,
Enjoy your sense of humor, Chipper.
So he hands this to you and explains what it does, which I have written here somewhere. This might just look like a rusted ball of metal,
It is a rusted
but
ball
in
of
fact, once a day you can use this to capture a creature. And it strikes me
I can do that more than once
that
a day.
you might have use of this.
I believe I would.
He kind of hands it to you.
And it activates.
Everybody roll initiative.
Do you have all of your...
I will get them out. Can you remind me what the first letter of that thing is?
B?
I.
Iron.
LLI.
Iron
Iron.
bands.
Iron Bends of Belaro.
So I gather that the best way that this works is when you are well rested. You can speak this command word and have this open up, and he hands you a slip of paper. It does take attunement, so you'll have to work on it a bit. But once it knows that it's yours, I think it could be a good match for you.
Wonderful.
You. Something is calling to me for you. One moment, you see him pull this big thing of rings out from underneath the counter. There's a piece in here. You see that there is a ring that looks like it has a rose on it. That looks, the coloration of the rose looks like the sky.
It's blue.
This, I think that this might be yours.
For the small price of working manual labor.
Yes, for some, slave labor, whatever. But yes, this I believe might be an excellent fit for you. And he kind of passes it to you from across the counter. So, I can't read my own handwriting. So this, 3 times a day, you can use in different ways when you call upon its powers.
one of the things that it can do is entangle opponents. This is something that I don't think actually exists.
Yep, it's not in my thing.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why I'm writing things down.
Yes. One of these things is
Not like the
grasping
other.
vine. And then you can also, is it commune with nature or guardian of nature? Is guardian of nature actually a spell? Yes, I think. If not, I will unbotch this later. It will let you commune with nature as guardian of nature spell. That might have been an old edition. So, if not, I will find what the 5th edition version is. So,
I mean, commune with nature is a spell.
yeah, I forget if Guardian of Nature and Commune with Nature are two different
Guardian of
things.
Nature is
Yeah.
a spell. I'm looking it up.
Okay, cool, awesome. So yes, Entangling Strike, Grasping Vine, and Guardian of Nature.
Nature spirit answers your call, transforms into a powerful guardian,
Awesome.
does a bunch of stuff. That's what you
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah,
Okay.
3 times per day you can use it for those things. But this one has a special connection to you, and I'm not entirely sure why. But I'm sure that you'll find out.
3 rings to the elf lords.
Let's see.
Thank you. I will put the ring on.
What is it that I'm feeling? Oh, you. He points at Emmy. I have this for you. This seems to very much.
It's a jar of milk.
I think that you would enjoy this, and hands this braided belt that's braided in green. No, this will not
Okay,
be.
then I
any
will
of your
write it
stuff.
down for keep.
This is a belt of self-mastery. 3 times per day, not within the same hour. Well, I mean, I'll just tell him this. So that's going to end up being something where he can regain key points.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Yes. And for the one currently throwing her guts out into the street,
I have Pepto-Bismol.
he pulls out a pink liquid. Thank you, Linda. Your intuition was correct. The lady in pink nods. Told you. I believe that she would have use of this, and produces a leer from behind the
Sorry, a what?
A liar.
Oh.
leer lyre. I've heard it both ways.
I just didn't catch it.
Yes.
Why
He produces this this really beautiful leer lyre.
A leer liar.
Yes.
a liar?
Who was a Kalu?
And it is a Klee lyre. And will hand it. He'll hand it to you and be like, maybe make sure that she gets
Done.
this.
I'm having a hard time holding on to your balls.
At least they're not rattling like someone else's were yesterday.
Remember to grab them.
Oh dear. So, is there anything else here that might interest you? Those are all things that.
I'm going to wander around and look for the most obnoxious gift I could send the Lost Boys to give Pan when they meet him again.
So you. He sees that you're looking around for something. Is there anything specific?
Have you ever met Pan?
The Pan.
The Pan.
He doesn't come around these parts often, but yes.
I am very well acquainted with him, and I would like to send him a souvenir of this place.
I think I have just the thing. And I feel like it's almost ripped right from your mind.
he ducks behind a shelf in the back and brings out this snow globe that has in the middle of it a rubber duck holding a sign that says "Welcome to Nowhere."
That would be perfect.
Would you like any enchantments on it?
Oh.
Every morning when the like 2 o'clock in the morning, an alarm goes off.
Alright. Anytime Pan is near a large-ish body of water with any amount of soap nearby, I would like the snow globe to appear in front of him and constantly make its way to him. No matter what he does to it, it always returns to him.
I like the way you think. If you give me about 10 minutes,
Done.
I can probably manage this. And he goes about his work, turns around to his work table and puts it on there, and you can kind of see him laying out some different crystals around it and like casting some spells over it and dusting it with some herbs. And is very focused on his work. You guys looking around? You doing anything with the apothecary side of things? Anything in particular?
I'm good.
I'm quite interested in what he's doing. I think this is hysterical.
you can kind of see like there are bizarre things labeled here and there that he pulls down from his work shelf. One is like a literal sarcastic tongue that he pulls out and of a little box and immediately starts like yelling really strange things, and he clamps down on top of the tongue and does a little spell maneuvering over that, puts it back, shuts it into the box. You gather there's a lot of soundproofing going on. There are some little smatterings of this and that, and each thing comes with its own little hand motions. And you can start to hear this like small squeaking coming from inside the snow globe. Every time he does another step, there's this hee hee. It's as though he's the duck is acknowledging what is being done and understanding its command.
This duck has been given a purpose in life.
Yes.
He has an assistant, right?
It's not really, but yes, they work together in the same shop, but like you haven't noticed whether it would be like a husband and wife operation, but she is definitely on the apothecary side and he is definitely on the magic items side, but you gather that they work together.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna bend her ear for a moment.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome.
I had something of an idea, and I don't know if this is within your compatriot, your partner?
My husband, yes.
Husband. Your husband's wheelhouse. I don't want to interrupt him while he's busy. I had an idea. Is it, in theory, possible for him to inlay a spell such that somebody else might be able to manipulate it into a magic item?
Perhaps. What is it that you have in mind?
Be specific.
We have a friend who recently lost his hands to a tragic accident. He was something of a spellcaster
Do you have a
himself.
spell scroll of regenerate?
Well, actually, that's not what I'm looking at. We were able to build him a facsimile of hands.
Excellent.
They work, sort of. What I'm curious is if there was a way that magically we could give him full use of his hands as though he had hands.
Interesting.
Mechanically speaking, what I'm thinking is if we could inlay Mage Hand as a glyph onto the hands that we've created for him in such a way that he could then manipulate them.
Turned it into like a mage hand itself.
The one that actually manipulates the...
Now, I'm not positive of this because I've never seen him do it before. You might have noticed from others that most of the time prosthetics around here just include peg legs.
Which is fair. There's nothing wrong with a good peg leg.
But if you've already done the engineering to have things be articulated, I think that might be very possible.
Okay. When he's no longer busy, I will. See. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just not well versed in magic.
Most excellent. I am excited to see what we can do.
Perfect. And then I'm going to take the boys to go find Melbane. So I can steal his hands.
I got your hand. I got your hands.
Super weird. Just so we can steal his hands. Yes. So, are any of you guys doing anything else in the store? Talking to
I'm
anybody?
doing one thing.
What you doing?
I would like to ask them if they gift wrap.
Absolutely.
Then
I
I'm
have to
getting
wait
used-
to
I'm getting the gift
I have
wrap.
to wait to contribute before I get the spells, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you don't have to do all of your contribution at once, but as long as they can tell that you're taking it seriously, that's fine.
I'll just leave him a note as I'm leaving to go get Melbane, with the general idea of what I'm looking for.
So you find not what you were expecting to find. When you
Which is
go-
exactly what I was expecting to find.
You see a bit of a mob forming.
Yep.
And the Tweedles very actively trying to defend Melbane.
Used magic.
There are about, 20 very angry people yelling at him and, throwing rocks at the Tweedles who are but not bowling. They're not attacking, and everything is just, pinking off of them, so it's not like they're being injured. So, yeah.
Are you gonna tell anybody?
Nope.
Oh,
I
dear.
am drawing my sword, and I am yelling.
Put the rock down.
Cease and desist!
This is an unlawful.
Unlawful gathering.
Disperse to your homes.
You have no authority here.
With my large sword in hand, I will say, my authority is in my arms.
I'm gonna start working on casting. I'm gonna start working on casting a spell for something.
Okay. What are you working on?
It will take a minute to happen. So
Okay.
I'm just sitting there fiddling with some chalk and stuff on the ground.
Okay.
It'll take a minute. So.
What exactly is the problem?
The problem is with that one behind him. That one there.
Be specific.
See all this?
Ah.
Oh.
That's fair. However, much like the Red Queen and the Black Queen, our good friend Melbane was indisposed. He was not himself due to control beyond his power.
And how are we supposed to know that?
Because I told you so.
Who are you to tell us anything?
I'm gonna step up next to him with my sword.
How loud is this commotion?
It's pretty loud.
Okay, 'cause then I imagine we'd all be coming out to see what's
Yeah,
going
you
on.
can't hear their responses, but you can hear the angry mob, and so you're not getting the details of what is being said, but you can tell there's an angry mob.
So one would assume we're all gonna come out and
Yeah. My name is Claudius, and I was sent here as an aid
Black Queen.
to the goddess.
You're an aid to the goddess, but you're on his side. How you be both at once?
I am on his side, but not the side that he was on. Nor is he on the side he was on.
The one that's speaking takes a second to turn that.
He would never have done this in his right mind. We are also in the process of helping him so that he will have the ability to help you. That being said, we will need to borrow him. He will be back tomorrow morning. Melbane, Tweedles, please follow me. We can discuss this as a more civilized and well-rested people tomorrow. You have my word, the word of a glittering minotaur.
We
Please
all
add
know
that.
can never be broken.
Someone put that in the quotes, please. The word glittering minotaur. Yes. You are on his backside. Sure.
Say what?
I could have missed something, but I'm taking that to mean she's bringing up the rear.
That's fair.
I just like the way she said it better. So yes, you have a vomiting unicorn behind you, vomiting uniperson behind you.
Bless you, Keith.
It's a powerful one. So, they look at you kind of distrustfully.
I will be back shortly. We've promised to help with the rebuilding of your city. I will be back shortly. Melbane needs to rest, however, as he is being prepared to help you tomorrow.
You can rest 6 feet under the ground for all I care.
How violent does this mob look?
They look like if there weren't Tweedles standing between them, they would probably be attacking Melbane. However, they don't look like they'd be very effective. We're talking like pitchforks and rock
But
chucking.
would their intent be to seriously injure or kill Melvin?
I think that they know that they can't, but they want him gone, so it's more of like a...
Is this like they'd run him out of town, or like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more a running out of town
This is
thing.
the Beauty and the Beast mob.
Yeah, they don't have the impression that they can win in a fight. He leveled a good chunk of the town.
But does that change what they want to do? I'm trying to gauge how
Intent.
quickly this could get violent.
If they thought they could, they would absolutely be actually harming him right now.
Okay.
So, he looks to you. How do I know you're not gonna cut and run?
You could post guards at the town's edge. Do you not take my word?
What difference would it make to you if he cut and run? How would that change anything here?
He kind of grumpily looks at you.
I assume a minute has passed.
Yes. Sorry.
I get done with my spell.
What happens?
I conjure elemental, and I conjure a air elemental.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the air elemental gonna do?
Well,
Fix
I'm
the
gonna
town.
have my Finn help start cleaning the areas with his wind
Oh, nice.
and lift up beams,
How-
and we're gonna hammer some
How
stuff.
damaged?
So
Nice.
How damaged is?
I'll
the
meet you
town?
guys. I'll meet you guys later tonight, and I will
Damaged.
go off
Like,
and go start doing that.
How possible is it for just lots of manual labor to put the town back together?
It would definitely happen. It's gonna take some time. You could tell by the degree of damage there were some lives lost in the mix, but like, with enough effort, it could definitely be rebuilt. Not all in one day by any means, but,
Lastly, if this was the man who had done this damage, still standing here, if he was in the same disposition, do you imagine that he would have sat as you threw rocks at him?
they kind of look almost a little bit guiltily at each other. Melbane kind of the Tweedles, and they shift to either side. As I was saying, I deeply, deeply regret the actions that I took here, and while I take responsibility for my part in them, I assure you I was not of my right mind.
I will do anything in my power to be able to assist you in putting things back together again.
So the cracks in the sky are clearly obvious, right?
Yes.
I just, in case I need to step in and do something, I just want to make sure I knew about that.
They still don't seem to be super happy about this, but they are kind of backing down a bit.
Meanwhile, if you would get together a list of things that I can work on when I return, here in 30-40 minutes. I have skills in woodworking. If you could get me together a list of things that I can work on today, I would appreciate it.
He sees what's going on to the sides as far as like this air elemental like lifting things up and beginning to
Put everything
work
back
on
together.
things, putting things back together. Thing with you.
Yes. As is the thing controlling that thing. What is that thing?
It's air. Vaguely put into a weird
A
humanoid,
sort of humanoid shape.
humanoid shape.
And they catch a sight of Chipper too, like just behind you guys as you're talking. I remember you from last night.
We poisoned her. Oops.
She looks suspiciously as though she might attempt to weaponize her vomit. She's like, and it's like, these guys with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you'll have your list.
Thank you.
If anything else goes getting destroyed, though, all of you are responsible.
I will personally take responsibility. I will reach out my hand.
It's all right. Yes, someone hold her hair back. She after catching this, she turns again.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a potion. I don't know if it's gonna actually help, but I'm gonna hand her a potion of vitality.
Cool.
And I'm gonna drink the other one.
In my headcanon, this is just Pepto-Bismol.
Potion of vitality is Pepto. Well, plus.
What happens?
Pepto plus.
Because we are both drinking one.
Thank you for summoning an elemental.
I have to remember
Saves me
how
from having
potions
to
of
summon a
vitality
player
work.
ally.
That's fine.
Ooh, that could have been fun too.
That was if
If
things
you want
started
to
getting
help,
real out of hand.
I need like 10 hammers.
Why?
Within
Because
Why?
he's gonna have minions.
yes.
Vitality.
The other elemental is already set up. Is working on most of the
Scaffolding.
scaffolding and all that.
Oh,
and
you
then I'm
don't
going to
need hammers for that, and I'm just gonna walk up and start casting mending.
No. He needs
No.
hammers for his minions to do work.
No, I need hammers so we can hammer the things together. You can't mend two things together. Mending only happens when if you break something, you can mend it back together.
Oh, are you not?
I'm gonna
Wait,
just
so
go
you're-
ahead and
why
say
are you
that
building
works so
scaffolding?
that I don't have to take
like
time.
the framework of a house.
Yeah, but why aren't you just having your elemental put the framework of the house there?
I am. That's what he's working on. I
Yes,
need the hammers.
he's
so
also
then
going to have minions.
okay.
then I need the
understand.
hammers
Okay. I will
to
go
hammer
get
the
you
pieces
hammers.
of wood together.
I will go gather up hammers from wherever I can find them.
And a bucket of nails.
That's fabulous. So Chipper stops vomiting.
But I think there's 2 magic effects that happen as we drink those.
Remind me.
It was wild magic for each.
Oh, that's right, because it came from the wild magic shop. Thank you. I forgot.
You're now blue and pregnant.
I hope I'm not pregnant. That's not one of the effects. I could be a potted plant though.
It could be. Where
This is not the Underdark.
Oh,
It's as I say, it's happened before.
Not here.
wild magic. Wild magic. One moment,
Yeah, if
sorry.
the crowd started getting really out of hand, I was gonna summon a planar ally.
I mean, you still possibly could, and then
Oh, that's
use that as-
sorcerer, not wizard. Right.
wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
Just
I can only
roll
do it
a-
once, so
Yes, you guys roll me some percentiles. So 2d10 for you, Chipper, if you want.
Oh, my dice roller's missing.
Over
There it is.
100.
Oh, no.
90.
Does the dice roller
76.
work better than than your
I
actual
just don't have
dice?
You grow
D10s out right now.
You glow with bright light in a 30-foot radius for the next minute. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of you is blinded until the end
So
of
you're
its
like
next
a
turn.
disco ball with all the glitter in your.
So this whole mob is just like, ah!
Sorry. Sorry, that wasn't on purpose.
And you might have to.
Do you want me to roll for Chipper too?
Yeah, roll for Chipper.
Chipper 96.
Well, that's cool. You and all creatures within 30 feet of you gain gain
Vulnerability to
vulnerability
piercing damage.
to piercing damage for the next minute. So nobody stick anybody with any pins or other sharp pointy objects.
There's somebody over there who's like getting ready to hammer a nail and. Ah!
Why won't it stop bleeding? You mean, well, I don't think you would actually know that happened. You would just feel strangely, like,
You feel very soft.
yeah, you'd feel kind of squishy
very,
all of a
very
sudden.
vulnerable.
A knife hand game, that would sound a terrible idea.
Oh, I have all my fingers.
So yeah,
Chop,
you
chop, chop.
burst into light, and you just feel a little squishy. We'll find out if anything bad happens from that.
You
But
brought
yes.
me my hammers and nails.
Yes.
Yes. So you have now become acquainted with the blacksmith in town, and several of the locals who live on the outskirts there, and the tavern owner also had some things that he provided you with. So yeah.
And then we're taking Melbane back to the magic shop.
he kind of does the walk of shame through the crowd of people.
I'm gonna act as bodyguard,
Yeah.
watching everybody behind us.
They seem more concerned about you than they are the Tweedles, actually, because the Tweedles just seem like the Tweedles follow him, and are kind of like being the active beefcakes, and you staying back and keeping eyes on them. They feel much more intimidated by you.
Well, I'm glaring daggers at all of them.
Yes. Roll for piercing damage. No.
Meanwhile, I'm going to borrow his hands.
You want to what?
I need to borrow your hands.
Had you guys finished making the other
second
hand?
one?
Okay, I couldn't remember. Very well. He unscrews them. and hands them
Wait.
to
So
you.
he unscrews one.
Oh.
How does he get the other one off?
I will help.
Yeah.
I just imagine him like.
That was
Hmm.
good catch. Good catch.
And then we're going to go into the magic shop and have that hopefully start work.
About
We're
to
leaving
add-
him outside the door.
We're about to
Okay,
add
good
ninth
deal.
level spellcaster
And
to
I
the
will
party.
stay with Melbane. Again, as bodyguard.
Sure.
Bodyguard.
Hey.
He
He's got a nice body.
he kind of looks at you and looks down at the floor towards his feet. You must think terribly of me. I'm so sorry.
Why would I think terribly of you?
You tried to kill us, and I still find you attractive.
Fair point. To even have any part of me that would be capable of this kind of destruction is not off-putting.
You didn't do it.
Technically, I
You
kinda
did.
did.
You weren't in control. If you were in control, you would not have done it.
This is true. This is very true.
So while yes, you were used as a tool,
Such a tool.
Elaine
exactly,
wants to
Chipper.
use you as a tool.
as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to take responsibility for this. And I can understand that you do, and that you have some
Godly
great sense of
responsibility.
guilt.
Thank you for that. I would hold your hand,
Aww.
But I have no hands.
but it's
got
otherwise
stuff.
occupied.
I'll kill anyone who gets near you.
Tweedles.
Was that a hint? We're bad at hints. Oh, all right. They
Not-
they
not-
step 2 steps forward. Not that far enough away.
I meant anyone who tried to hurt him. You're fine.
Oh,
Thank
Alright.
you, by the way, for
What?
keeping these idiots away from him.
Does it look like there's a good spot in town for them to dig a well?
there absolutely would be.
I am going to come up and say, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, they do not have a well in town. I think right over there looks like the perfect place for one.
We get to dig! Yes!
Now remember, you have to dig the hole, then get out, then build a wall.
Get out of the hole before we build the wall.
Yes.
Dumb looks at Dee. I know, I heard him the first time. I don't forget everything. Fine, I forget everything. But that's alright. You'll remind me, he reminded me. We got this. We can dig. And
Dig, dig, hole.
they march over to where you had directed, and you just see this massive coming out from the ground. They are very efficient at digging. Chipper, as she walks behind you. This is not the man with the stars in his eyes.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, was this the same guy?
No.
I think there might have been a slight misunderstanding.
Yeah. I don't know if you're holding out for the guy with the stars in his eyes. I mean, if you're being a playa, we can go that route too. He is a hot guy. I don't know if you're holding out for the other one or not. But yeah, he looks over at you. So, do you still feel awkward about the whole perception of the god thing?
Oh, absolutely.
He kind of just like looks resigned and his shoulders fall. Okay. Kind of crosses his arms in front of himself.
I still like you.
Yep.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Gets kind of excited about that, but then like holds himself in and controls it a little bit. Xerxes
From
is pretty hot.
inside. Bow chicka bow wow.
There is another hot guy in the group who has not said very much, who follows the Tweedles over. Kind of androgynous, but still super hot. And accompanies the Tweedles.
Steven's like, am I following the Tweedles?
No, like I'm not. Not.
You're a Minotaur.
Am I androgynous?
A very sticky Minotaur.
I have to work on that.
So yes, they work on the hands. It takes. They do tell you that it will probably be an overnight procedure.
That is just fine, and I do appreciate the work you're doing.
They're not my hands.
I am going back to Town Square to see what I can get done there. That being said, I have one more of these, and I'm going to pull out the last potion. Fair warning, it does have some odd side effects, but it's a potion that I requested be made for me that would allow me to avoid sleep. It allows one to go longer without sleeping, while avoiding the effects of having not slept. I would like to give you that in at least in some part, paying for the wonderful work that you've done so far and what you are going to be doing.
Will you not need this?
I hope not. One of our the Clockwork Man has helped me with my sleeping issue.
As long as you're sure.
He has informed me it's better to take muscle relaxants than stimulants when you're going to bed.
It
It should be
strikes me
fine.
that a person who would request these being made must have a dire circumstance to want to avoid rest. So
Terrible nightmares, but I think that's
it's been going around.
But thank you. I do appreciate all you've done.
Thank you. I might be able to learn some things from this, and perhaps between me and my wife, we can figure out how to produce more. And he gestures over to the blonde, who's kind of working on creating some potions and things on her side of the store.
Patch, I haven't slept in 4 days.
Jabba, 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 jabba.
And I'm going to go back to, then I'm going to step out of my armor. So I have clothes on underneath, but they're disgusting. And then I'm going to go try to clean up a little bit before I head back to go to work.
Very well, very well.
And I'm going to package that as well as I can for Janice.
What is it, sorry?
Packaging my armor for you.
Yes.
So are you giving Janice your armor?
Yep, because I requested it.
Hmm.
Because someone threw slime at me. So I am going to come up.
I didn't throw it at you. I smeared it
I'm
on.
going to come up to Elaine. And we already made the saving throw for this, but I will put my hand on her shoulder and cast Fast Friends.
And you rolled?
A 1.
Oh!
So you are now charmed by me. This is great.
How does this work?
So,
Did you roll that with advantage?
I mean, if it's a nat 1, doesn't matter.
That's I don't know, but you do have number 1 resistance to being charmed as an elf, or you might actually be immune to.
You're
being
not immune.
charmed. Yeah, at least resistance. And then
Advantage on saving throws against magic.
additionally, yeah, you have your
Yeah,
magic.
so
Okay,
roll with
I'm
advantage.
gonna roll it again. What is it that I'm rolling?
Wisdom?
Sorry, it's a whole lot less fun, but I just
That's
wanted
fine.
to make sure. Because I would love her to get slimed again. And that'd be
24.
Oh.
Roll again.
And this is how the inspiration are getting used for this one.
That's cocked. That was like
Roll the other way.
point up.
How does it even land point up? How is that a thing?
It's because I've got a scorpion over here, and it.
Oh.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
17.
You dog, you.
Yes!
Alright.
You hold a grudge, don't you?
So,
never.
when you need to make sure something gets done and you can't rely on vague promises, sworn oaths, or binding contracts of employment, when you cast the spell, one humanoid within range that you can see and hear you and understand you becomes charmed by you for the duration, up to 1 hour. It undertakes to perform any services or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner.
Oh dear.
Elaine, I would love it if you would take this wonderful gift I have procured for you and wear it all around town and show it off to everyone.
What is it?
It's
slime armor.
You're charmed. And
Yes, but a person charmed could be like, oh, what is it?
it is the slime armor.
You see Malvane's like stomp come up.
I am
I'd
not
love
there for
to.
this.
Thank you.
He starts like manically trying to draw things in the air.
Curse my hubris!
Zahn,
How
you
much spell did you know?
stumps.
I wasn't there. Smart.
I'm going to get back at you.
You started this fight.
At about this time, almost an hour has passed, so my air elemental is almost gone.
And I'd like to clarify.
And I have
we
most
did not
of the
clean
house
it.
built.
Awesome.
The only thing left is there are no nails anywhere.
You never got nails?
I have nails. I have
We
parts
used
of that.
all the nails in town.
Oh, I
I haven't
see.
used the nails yet.
You can hear feverish hammering from inside the blacksmith forge a little ways off, like just trying so hard to get things made.
Well, I have a bucket of nails and I have 10 hammers. I will dismiss the air elemental and then I will animate objects, the hammer, and just have them
Nice.
hammer all of the nails in.
We're
That's
fantasing! Yes!
Meanwhile,
I will walk around town. But I'm bringing Melbane with me.
sure.
He
Yeah.
I'm not leaving him.
Yeah.
he before you go, he looks to all of you guys that happen to be
Not
there. Yeah. So anybody within earshot there, would anyone have the capacity perhaps to disguise me by chance?
I have a disguise kit.
That might work.
Might.
Yes.
I am willing to. You are not still vomiting. The potion of vitality worked on you.
No, don't have anything to disguise Melvin.
My current character does.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try if you've got a disguise kit.
You could cover him in slime.
So it'd be the roll
Also
plus my
possible.
proficiency.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
If you have proficiency with disguise kit, which
yes.
I believe you do.
18.
It, while not your best work, still pretty darn good. Like, he doesn't look specifically like anyone, but that works fine. And he looks convincingly enough unlike him. Like, it takes you a little while to put it together, kind of in an alley between buildings. But he looks legitimate enough that people aren't going to ask questions. So it's a little bit of a kind of sloppy brown wig on him. A mustache that you actually managed to make look natural for the most part. He looks really strange in a mustache. And a separate set of clothing than what he came in with. And he kind of tucks his arms into the sleeves so that it's not quite so obvious that the
kind of
person with
giveaway.
prosthetic hands now just doesn't have hands.
It's strange you don't have hands. It's just like that other man. Hey, wait a minute.
And for an hour, I will walk around parading in my armor.
And Chipper Snacks follows behind you, slowly sticking things into the armor and watching them into the
I am
inside
also
of
following around because I want to be there when the hour ends and you realize what just happened.
Melbane kind of like, you're all terrible.
She started it.
I walk out of the house that I have built.
We're all joking around and
Hello. What have you done?
I'm showing off this armor.
now is probably a great time for that spell to end.
Melbane just kind of, wait for it.
It is lovely armor.
Well, I've already built a house while you guys have been
Your
doing
AC
whatever.
is currently higher than it was.
You're incredibly efficient. Well done.
Yeah, I can probably do another house before you
I'm
guys
gonna tackle
even...
you.
Well, I'm somewhat limited
step.
right now, but if you need something stabilized, I can at least...
Pussy.
I know where you sleep.
I don't.
Neither do I.
That's an excellent exchange as well.
We can keep this going, or we can decide that we're done.
Oh, we could we?
We could.
Chipper flips a quarter into her back. she the entire time she's just got this look of,
Or
Something's
perhaps
going
we should
down.
ask Melbane what we should do.
Why would we ask Melbane?
I'm
why would you ask Melbane?
I don't know, Melbane. What in your divine wisdom, what do you think we should do?
Well, you're not paying attention. I'm tackling you.
I'm gonna try and dodge out of the way again.
Go for it, roll for it. Not usually a fan of PvP, but this is fantastic.
What am I adding?
Your
Add to attack.
Is this
athletics.
Is this an attack roll? What
What
are
is
we
this?
rolling?
I guess it would be a crack.
So opposing
Okay.
athletics.
Yeah, opposing athletics.
Athletics.
Sure.
13.
Natural 20.
Oh!
So is that to avoid or?
Oh, yeah, to avoid.
Okay.
So you're avoiding and not intercepting. So yes, he steps out of the way and like as Melbane is about to say something, you jump across the frame.
Wait, hold on. I'm the leader. I will decide what's going on.
This is
As
fair.
you say
He
as
is
she
the leader.
lands like on her face in the ground.
So what's the problem?
What?
What's the problem?
There has
Ah,
been,
yes, a man who knows how to speak.
there has been a charm set upon her that she should wear this armor and parade it around town.
Uh-huh.
After apparently the perceived slight of her wiping slime upon him earlier,
Okay.
and it just wore off.
Okay.
She apparently does not enjoy the slime.
Well, neither did Janice when you slapped him with it.
I didn't slap him. I took a small glob off of myself, smeared it on him after he asked why we needed to get rid of the armor.
Okay. And now.
Why are we discussing this?
You're still
Because
wearing it.
you tried to attack Janice.
Oh, it's all
10
up
minutes
in your
later.
hair now.
10 minutes later, the
I
armor
would
is
have at
now
least
off.
done the decency of reminding her before she put it on to, like, tie her hair up out of the way. Like, slime in your hair is a whole nother level.
Well, now clearly you're even.
Thank you.
It was a little bit of slime versus an armor full of slime for an hour.
Yes, but you didn't have to put on the slime.
I did. I was charmed.
Elves can't be charmed. Such a silly notion.
Stranger things have happened in this land, Henry.
Have they?
Yes. Look around us.
Yes, broken buildings.
Not
Chipper's
fair.
just like standing watching this argument, like with her bag of snacks.
Chipper has snacks.
It's not as
So
good
what
as
do
the
you want out
gilded
of
thing,
this
but I'll take it.
spite against you?
Why are you mediating this?
Because
he's
I'm the leader. As appointed by all of you, so suck it.
I'm still very unsure of how all of this happened, but
It did escalate rather quickly.
indeed.
I won't do anything right now.
But actually, you are going to do something right now.
Oh dear.
We're not going to leave this to what?
I took off the armor. I did something.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Do I look okay, Melody? I'm sorry.
I think that you
was
look beautiful.
misdirected anger.
Good answer.
Now would be a good time to go find Claudius.
I'm going to go
Now.
see about the progress on my hands.
Very good. We are. I think the issue here is settled.
I'm glad you
Any
think that.
problems, and I will dimension door you 500 feet up, and I will not feather fall you.
Did you just threaten to kill me?
No, of course not.
I believe that would just seriously injure or maim us.
Yes.
Melbane turns around like he's not out of earshot yet.
That got bloodthirsty.
For the record, should any injury befall her, I will be very, very upset.
And what are you going to do, Melvade?
Oh, you didn't know that I got his hands fixed either.
No.
Whatever I damn well want to.
Ah, you're ready for round 2. All right.
Oh man.
I'm really glad I'm not there.
I'm so glad we elected Brayden leader.
This was unexpected.
I'm crazy, remember?
All of us are.
He
Yes.
cocks his head to the side a little bit,
But now
turns
you've
back
given a
on his
crazy
seat,
person power.
and then goes back towards the other store. And you can see like he is very bristled.
Alright. Well, do what you will. I will go build another house. And I will move to the next plot and I will summon,
The house that Henry built. Part 2.
I will conjure minor elementals, a couple of, shadow mephits, and start building second house.
So I will look at you. So now what should we do with Claudius's armor?
I don't know, it's yours. I
It is
don't
mine.
want it.
What do you think we should do with it? I don't actually know what we would do with it.
Why did you take it from him for this entire purpose?
Yes.
Look around, look around!
What other use would I have for this armor?
I don't know.
You
what?
feel a small tug upon your pant leg. I have an affinity for sticky things. It's been very easy to forget that he's been here this whole time, but Lord Boggleson is sitting there, like, actively...
Well, then it is yours. You may
I-
have it.
Yes.
I can add it to my collection then. Yes.
Wonderful. Glad to see that that's sorted.
Please.
Oh, of course, yes. Sorry, Lord Boggleson is very excited. I've never had a gift before. Oh, well, until the chipper gave me my name.
Dobby is free!
Presented Dobby with slime armor!
Dobby is free!
No longer
There's a
have to
really
follow
bad
these
fan
idiots.
fiction that you just created.
Real!
What?
Dobby is no longer oppressed!
Happy Boggle Day to me. Happy Boggle Day to me.
And his name was Lord Boggles?
Lord Boggleson, yes.
It occurs to me, Lord Boggleson,
Yes.
we have neglected to ask you where you are from.
Oh, I'm from the woods that you walked through to get here, yes.
Oh, and what do you do in those woods?
I
A bear shits in the woods.
a
A
boggle.
Boggleson.
I live in it.
What do Boggles do while living in it?
We
Play Boggle.
are boggles. Until someone comes across our path that would be nice to us.
And he gestures to the unicorn lady.
And then maybe we do other things that don't involve hunting small animals and, things like that. The things you do when you live in a place.
Are there more of you?
A few boggly friends, yes. Yeah.
We're not going back.
She's got this whole collection of bottles.
We're going to collect all your NPCs for the final battle.
It will be our
If
father.
you hadn't made such great NPCs, Danny.
I think
We'll have a legion of Boggles and slime armor.
And Tweedles.
You look guilty. What are you about to do?
Oh no, I have an onerous task while I'm working.
Well, Lord Boggleson, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I'm very
Again.
glad that the armor can...
Find a good home.
Yes.
it reminds me of me.
You do notice he looks a little like he looks kind of oily.
Okay, and this, just real quick, this is magic armor, correct?
Mhm.
So it would fit to the size of whoever's wearing
Yes,
it.
it would.
I am going to slowly reach out and touch him to see if he is in fact oily.
He is, and at this particular moment, he is slippery. It's very.
It is similar to you, although you are far less sticky.
Oh, wait.
And you see like he's kind of like sweating.
Oh, now try. Lord Boggleson sticks too.
And your finger sticks to him.
That's impressive.
In my head, he
Thank
just
you.
looks like a gremlin from said show.
Have you guys run across a boggle before?
No. Is that what...
Looks like that.
Oh,
Yes, I'd like one.
Only one?
That's
Well, I'd like more than one, but... Alright. Janice.
Elaine.
If you
Keep it up. I like it. It's great ambience.
Let me use this. There we go.
if you find me some kind of soap or something that I can get all of this slime off of me effectively, I will not retaliate
There is
further.
nothing that gets it off effectively.
I will, however, pull out the soap that I carry around with me and hand it to you.
The boggle like hears you hammering and goes and like stickies himself up towards you.
Miss Lord Boggleson can help, yes.
Yes.
And he is now wearing the slime armor.
Yes.
It seems to get passed around quite a bit around here.
He starts hammering with you as well. Any relation to Sploof? Maybe.
I have misfits working as well. So.
Nice.
This
Yes.
is-
So there's a
this
lot
is
of
Sploof's Neverland
yeah.
alter ego.
He got lost there a little too long.
Turn it into Lord Boxing.
Indeed.
I need to come back. I'll stay here.
So,
So I
He
don't know if
goes
it'll
up and
help, but
helps
I have
out?
a bag of soap that I have given you.
I'm gonna go find a stream or something. And probably use all of your soap.
Probably.
Chipper would have remembered where some of the bathhouses and whatnot were, so she takes
Word.
you. Yeah, they're still functional, but like there are some walls missing and whatnot. They've put tarps up so that nobody plays looky loo or anything like that.
He's too much of a gentleman for it, but I just imagine Mel Payne, like, just walking down the street, he's like... What?
And then
He doesn't have hands.
No. Okay, I can't see it. I can't see it. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. I saw nothing.
And this is where it becomes an anime.
his nose starts bleeding.
I will only sink so far.
And on that note...
Moving right along.
Moving right along. Something, Muppet song. Moving right along.
Thank you. Because that's as soon as I said that, that's
Yep.
where my brain went. Moving right along. Yes. So you have access to the bathhouse. Melbane goes in his disguise to check and see what's happening with the hands. What else? You're building a house with all of
I
your
will go around using mending to help fix anything that was broken.
fabulous.
I'm doing the
fabulous.
same, just on the occasion.
So places with broken windows, all of that kind of stuff, like you're able to do some of
Yep.
the mending work for that. Eventually Melbane kind of comes out and starts to like do as much as he can to like transport lumber and whatnot from one place to another. Very much like the stick gathering incident, but less romantic. Just kind of like scooping big arms of lumber up and trying to keep track of all of them while he moves them from one place to another to help people as best he can. After a few hours of this,
So I'm teaching Oddswan and tools as best I can with the list I was given. And at some point in the next, hour or so, I discuss with Oddswan a reunion that needs to happen.
what do you mean?
Do you remember your brother and sister?
Yeah. How did you know I had a brother and sister?
I have spoken with your sister, and she would very much like to speak with you.
He looks at you with like some confusion.
You're-
What is my sister in your sword?
You're just gonna have to trust me. I actually have met both of them in recent times. Your brother is, well, and is a, what were they called?
Shield
Spade?
guardian.
Shield guardian, but a spade guard? Spade?
Oh,
Crystal spade?
Yeah, a crystal spade.
a crystal spade, and is in service to the White Queen. Your sister is here, and I need you to trust me. And while we're working, I need you to hold this sword.
Okay.
And I'm going to slide it over to him. And then if you want, we can roleplay this later, or we could do it now. It's up to you.
What do you guys want?
I'm cool with whatever.
I'll go ahead and we can do some of it now, and if it looks like it's going way too long, then
Okay.
we'll take it off screen. So, this sword is... I just hold your sword?
Your sister, her consciousness, herself, her soul maybe, resides there. And I think she misses you terribly.
She remembers me?
She does. I think you should refrain from remembering pulling her hair. That was something that she mentioned.
Can I tell you a secret? And he takes his hands off the sword for a minute.
I don't have a sister.
I feel really bad because the things that you say, I know that they're true. But I don't remember anything.
You don't remember any... how do you mean?
I can't, if I'm trying to think about the time before I became a lost boy, I don't remember anything.
And that's okay too. I think she will be very understanding. She was lost herself for quite a long time.
Okay. He takes the sword, while you guys kind of go about your business, and you kind of see him. He touches it, and he waits. He touches it. He waits.
Doesn't it have to be attuned?
Well, yes and no. I'm gonna go ahead and with the connection that I have, and I'm gonna ask Cassia, do you, when other people have touched the sword, they've been able to talk to you, yes?
Yes, usually they are attuned to it, but I
Ah,
think if I know what's happening, I can help.
Okay. Your brother's here.
You get this sensation of like overwhelming emotion. You get like a little choked up by it because it's like you're feeling it too.
And he wants to talk to you.
You hear this, and she is overjoyed. Like they're just all the feels.
So I won't be able to talk to you for a while, but I think that's for the best.
If you wouldn't mind passing this to the DM for me.
I'm going to go ahead and break the attunement, and I'm going to instruct him how to focus such that he can create an attunement to the sword.
Cool.
Huh.
I love that. So sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to think about how that's gonna
Oh,
work
boy.
though.
How much time?
I'm gonna
If I
say
spend, like, if I don't sleep.
if you don't sleep, I'm gonna say like that's
Because we already didn't sleep for
Yeah.
a
Do you
night.
still have one of those vitality potions?
Nope.
he just gave it to the guy.
Magic
Well,
shop.
if
The
I have
magic
to
shop.
purchase some things, I might pick that back up.
Okay. I would say probably about if you don't sleep like total time, I'm gonna say 48 seems a little too low. Let's say, I don't know how many days you're going to be at it. We'll say 48 hours. So cumulative 48 hours. Less if you have the right kinds of help. Probably the enchantments that you would need to be able to do some of that would just be you. But you could probably shave somewhere in the vicinity of 10 hours off if you had help with construction.
If I used that as a power source?
Staff of the Magi.
You can try.
Because that thing is still broken.
It might be a little finicky, but
I'll try it tonight.
What's up? You'll try it?
As soon as I get done with the 2 houses, I'll go back to the magic shop and explain what I've done.
Cool. Awesome.
Get those 2 spell scrolls and the potion and the other materials I need.
Awesome.
With some of the scales or whatever.
Good deal.
I will.
Alright. So
Nova.
I think we're gonna go ahead and RP that off screen.
That's fine.
And so that will be something that once I get it all written up, will appear in the Discord so that you guys can check it out too.
It's bigger than mine.
But you do see, like, the longer he is there with the sword, like, you see, like, laughing and you see him crying, and while you and Tools are doing your thing, like, you can tell this whole big conversation is happening, and it's like, it's not fully unattuned with you. So while you're stepping aside and not interfering with the conversation, you're still aware of bits and pieces of the conversation. You are also aware that you're not the only one listening to it. So that is happening off to the side. Everybody's like, what are you 2 doing? You bathed by now. So
I took a real long time and used his entire bag of soap, regardless of whether or not I needed it.
Nice.
Small price to bear.
Indeed. What are you up to?
I'm gonna go supervise the Tweedles.
That's a good idea.
By this point, there is a well dug. They are working on building up the wall.
Did Tweedledee remember to get out of the hole?
He
before?
remembered to
Oh,
get
good
out of
job.
the wall.
Well,
Get out of the wall.
Dumb
Get out of the
remembered
hole.
for him.
Dumb helped him out and reminded him the things. Ironically, being the smarter of the 2. Yeah, they have actually built a really nice well. Stonecraft seems to really be their thing. When they finish, they turn around. What's next? Do we need another well?
No.
Oh.
How do you feel about houses?
I have no general opposition to houses. Usually they don't make the doors big enough.
Well, then we can go build a house with doors big enough.
We can have Tweedle doors!
And we proceed to go build a barn.
It's a good old-fashioned barn reason.
I don't tell the Tweedles that, but we build a barn.
Fabulous. Now the Tweedles also have a Tweedle-sized place.
What time is it about now?
So it's getting into the evening now. People who have been working through the day are starting to, like, kind of give, and they're like caving. So they are. There's a large mass of people heading in towards the tavern to kind of get food and all of that stuff. Do we have I hear footsteps? Footy steps? Hello! Would you like to?
You guys are wrapping up, it's fun.
We might still have another, like, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't know with these guys. You're welcome to sit in if you want. Okay, as long as you're sure.
So where are we getting it? May I borrow the bag holding for a minute?
Of course.
Or can I just hold on to it for, like, the rest of the evening?
Yes.
Okay.
Puts a portable
And I'll just...
Henry. There's a few things in there, if you wouldn't mind checking out when you have a moment.
Sure.
the spoon,
Okay.
and yeah, I'll give you the list of everything that's in there.
And then I'll head back to the magic shop, put all of the stuff in there, and then actually, no one's using one of the houses I built. I'm gonna go stay in one of those.
He stays in the house
He
that Henry
built.
built.
Fabulous. Yes, there is a house available that you have now built, so you can stay in that. Do you announce this to anyone else?
Yeah, I'll let everyone know that I have found a suitable place, and I will see them in the morning, and I disappear.
And that's where I'm headed to, actually, because I'm gonna have to sleep tonight
So you follow Henry
with the boys.
with the boys.
Did build 2 houses. If you would like this house, and I can do the thing.
If you would, please.
Yeah.
That's like the most gentle shade ever. You just see them following and be like,
Yes.
Oh, I
you can
built
sleep
2
there.
houses. One is for
So
you
I
all.
will,
The
I will
other is for
put up non-detection in the second house.
Sweet.
Then I will go into the first house, identify all of his stuff, and then I will work on the special project.
So you are staying up. Okay.
And I'll give you the list of everything later.
Yes, yeah, and we will go through and identify all of that. So, what is your plan for the evening?
I mean, if we've got free lodging technically in a house
Or
for the
you
evening.
I mean, there's no, like, beds or anything. You could go to the inn, and I'm sure Melbane would appreciate a place to sleep that was...
More suitable for his nighttime activities.
That's actually a fair point. I would probably go to the inn.
Janice, where are you going to be staying?
How long does building a barn take?
Since you're not dealing with rooms and all of that kind of
That
stuff.
depends. Are you Amish?
Roll me barn proficiency. No, you guys
Proficient in
actually they're
barns?
pretty good at. Yeah, are you proficient in barns? The Tweedles are pretty proficient actually in building. They're kind of think Doozers from Fraggles, but huge. So while it takes them a second to get accustomed to you're not building inside a cavern, they do figure it out pretty quickly, and so you've got the barn up by nightfall. It's not fancy, but it certainly works, and it's very strong, very structurally sound.
I'm just gonna wander around town for a little while.
Okay.
Are you going to be part of Chipper's performance?
No.
She kind of sees that there is a tavern there, and she is on stage performing.
Do you see what she's performing?
Yes, I do. You hear this interesting, like, beatboxing sound coming from someone sitting behind her as she entrances the audience
Something about snakes and rolls.
with something about snakes and rolls. A rendition of a song she refers to as "Baby Got Back."
Nice.
Followed by Hedgehog Honeymoon. There was a reason that hedgehog was so attracted to the other one. I'm just saying.
Sorry, I figured out what the lyrics are. Never mind.
So yeah, the tavern is full. There's a lot of people that are happily talking, and they're pretty grungy looking people because they've been working at building all day. There is a library, and there are a lot of lamps lit in the library. You gather that there are a lot of people kind of holding out there. You can see kind of through one of the windows as you pass by that someone dressed in like a giant woman, literally, just kind of pale purple skin, bald, is walking through tending to people. If you had to guess, you'd think that she's either the librarian or she is some kind of a health worker, dressed in very, very fine, like golden robes with violet kind of embroidery. What's that they call it? I forget, that's fine. But the embroidered kind of brocade. Yeah, there we go. Brocade. There's the bathhouse, and that seems to also be kind of lighting up right now with people in the group bath section. Just from dirty, filthy, gross people that need to be clean.
Dirty.
And don't mind doing it in a social setting, apparently.
People.
After a while,
Uh-huh.
I am going to go a little ways out of town, and I am going to cast Planar Ally. So
Okay.
everything just around me fogs over, and I intrude upon whatever Dream is doing at the time.
I'm sure Dream appreciates this.
So, you see...
Keep waiting to catch him, like, in his smoking jacket, like, reading before bed.
you see
You assume he
Dream...
dreams.
He currently is, like, in the middle of a very heated conversation with someone at a bar.
I wait till he is finished.
What is this person? Never mind.
You probably have the right idea here.
Okay.
He kind of looks at you, realizing that you're behind him, and points out the door of the bar.
Okay.
And you both kind of shift outward. It's a delight to see you again, especially that you're well.
Was wondering if you could provide me with some assistance.
What is it that you could have benefit of?
We have often been visited by your acquaintance as we have slept.
Yes.
Now, I do not have much need of sleep, but I was wondering if perhaps you could lend me the power for the evening to intrude upon any dreams of my compatriots or those who are traveling with us that he chooses to involve himself in.
Say that one more time for me.
He wants to be part of the dreams if
Yep.
he intrudes on any of our dreams.
Yep, if
Okay.
he shows up to any of them, I want to be able to also show up and
Okay.
interact in those dreams.
That's gonna be a weird dream.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be super weird.
You wake up in the morning. You were in my dream last night.
I totally dreamed about you.
There is a problem with that, unfortunately. I cannot currently help you with that. Because when he has appeared in your dreams, they have not been dreams from my realm. You'll notice that when those have not happened, you have had dreamless sleep. That is why.
Is there any way you could lend me the ability to enter into those dreams myself? Not from your, not because they're in your domain, but the ability to see into the dreams of my compatriots.
I believe I can, but there will be some chance involved.
That is acceptable.
A D20 roll, as it were.
Mechanically, yeah. It'll have to be kind of between their wisdom save and you rolling high enough to actually be able to kind of shade into that over Burgess's input. But yeah.
Okay.
I think that I can arrange that.
That would be most helpful.
He looks at, remind me how you look right now. You changed, so I
I
forget.
know. So very like dark robes. The hood is always up, and his face is constantly in shadow, so you can only see like his mouth and the very tip of his nose. Very dark and brooding.
It was an interesting look for you. You remind me very much of my big brother.
Steven is like.
Destiny.
Somebody's done their homework.
He reaches his fingertip like underneath your hood and places his fingertip on your forehead, and you feel this kind of
And
this little bit of a searing for a moment that gives you a bit of a headache, and this flash happens. As the flash occurs, you poof back into your little fog cloud.
All right. Then I will go out and try and keep watch over my companions as they sleep and look for the opportunity if they are visited by Burgess to go in with them.
Is that his name?
Yes, but we don't know that.
Yeah, sorry. that was meta moment.
Players know that. Characters have not actually figured that out because I was
Yes.
going to use that earlier.
So yeah, he has imbued you with this. You go to the second, like which house you heading to?
Well, I know that he casts non-detection, which pretty much makes that not a problem, right?
As
Yes.
far as we know.
Then I will go to the tavern where those two are, where they are not as protected.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Are you gonna play chaperone?
So I assume you kind of grab Melbane and direct him that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. You show up to listen to Chipper's amazing songs. There's a lot of good food being served, things to that effect. Are you just checking straight in? What?
I mean, I imagine we're probably hungry.
I would imagine so, but you know.
People who eat.
Before we actually walk in, I'm gonna kind of stop and I've just realized something. We do still sort of need to keep you disguised. I'm starving. I'm sure you are probably hungry too.
I could eat a horse.
Okay.
Like in the literal sense, or like?
Not there.
I know, I'm aware.
But at the moment, you don't have hands.
Hmm.
And it would be better if the townspeople didn't realize that you don't have hands.
Takeout?
DoorDash.
Room service.
Dungeon Dash.
I'm thinking if we can possibly have food taken up to a room, that may be the best
Mm,
course of action.
Get some cherries, some whipped cream.
Champagne.
If you'd be comfortable with that, certainly.
Of course, just be prepared for the comments from our compatriots.
Your compatriots surprise me with nothing anymore.
That's completely fair.
I just witnessed one charm you into slime armor.
Yeah.
And you charmed her back out.
That was a slow burn. That was good. That took us all just a second. 10 minutes later. That's a fair point.
Very long and arduous 10 minutes.
Sorry, too exhausted now.
Okay.
Why no one dates a paladin? It takes like 10 minutes to get all the armor off, and by that time, it's
You're
not
like,
worth it.
okay,
Mood is done.
Who needs a chastity belt?
killed the mood.
My armor is my chest.
Sarah has some words for you. 3
Okay.
kids later.
I mean, anyway. Wasn't your armor, like, on a pedestal at that point?
There's a
And
reason.
yet you
Once they
still
finally got
and
it
went
off, they
to
were like,
save.
not again.
Like, no. Too much time. No. Anyway. Yes, so I think that's probably the best course of action.
Very well.
So,
My alternate plan was we sit in a dark corner and pretend like we are so Twitter-pated with each other that I have to feed you.
is never mind.
That's what happens.
Melvin's like, on second thought.
That's what happens in the room anyway.
I was about to
No
say.
one else was in the room where it happened.
Turned it.
I've watched Evanston so much the last couple of days. I know all the songs.
My brain just exploded a little. We turned Hamilton into a sexual moment there. Wow.
No one
I
else was
mean,
in the room where it
We can do anything. We can turn anything into a sexual.
Oh, I thought you were talking
yeah.
to Melbane still.
We can
Everybody
do
knows how you use it with the
anything.
Ben
hands.
was like, "Are you sure?"
anything.
Either way, I only see this as a win for me. I'm going to be fed by a beautiful woman. Are you close by enough to be able to hear this
So
awkward mishap?
actually,
the door.
I went to the innkeeper and asked him what room they're staying in, and I am currently sitting on a chair across from the door of that room. In the hallway, just waiting.
Just waiting. Fabulous. Okay.
Well, I think being able to go up to the, if it's given the option, if we have the option to bring food up to our room, that may be the easiest thing. That's my
Very well.
alternate plan if for some reason they don't allow food in the rooms. I don't know.
Should I go ahead then?
Probably, yeah. I'll order food.
Very well. He goes upstairs, looks over. Janice?
Melbane?
Can I ask, just for my own, does Janice know what has been going on between these two, or
Does not have a clue, has no concept of the idea.
just for my?
So like
just
for
for my,
him, they're really good friends who I guess stay in the state, like no concept of any of it.
Okay.
No sense of romance, no
now my
nothing.
head canon's good.
Nothing.
Okay.
Completely oblivious.
Are you staying here too?
Yes, although I do not have a room.
So you're just sitting in a chair all night?
Yes. This is what I normally do.
Huh.
Would you like some help with the door?
I think I've got it. Thank you.
It's a round
Is he,
knob.
yeah, I was to say, is it a round knob or not?
He pulls his stumps out from the thing and like,
Are you sure you wouldn't like some help?
fine.
I will open the door for him, and then close the door and go and sit back in my chair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna come up the stairs.
Oh.
What are you doing? No, why are you here?
I am here so that if our friend visits you in your dreams, there is a chance I may be able to intercept him.
All right. What about the others?
Well, usually Henry uses his magic to shield them, so there's no chance of him infringing upon them.
And no one came for me.
I apologize then, actually. It would have been easier if we stayed over at the other...
No, this is fine. I'm hoping to be able to intercept him. Melbane is waiting for you in the room.
He's already naked, don't worry.
Don't worry, I'm taking care of it for you.
Yeah.
Man, they've got a rickety bed in there. What a terrible room.
All right. We'll have somebody coming up here in a moment to bring us some food. Do you want some food?
No, I don't eat.
You don't eat?
No.
What?
Yeah, you guys have never seen Janice eat.
No. Every time... But there was the...
Nope, never ate. He sat there. He occasionally drank something, but never ate food.
Why?
The cake gets obsessed.
I don't eat. I do not need it.
Do you like the way food tastes?
I cannot recall ever having food.
Okay. Okay. When the food gets here, I'm going to give you a plate of food. I want you to just try it, see what it tastes like. You might decide you want to eat. It's actually pretty enjoyable.
When it's not garbage.
I imagine the food here is probably okay.
Yeah, the food here is really
Alright,
good.
I will consider it.
All right. I'm gonna go into the room.
About like 15 minutes later-ish, like a maiden comes up, her hair all kind of in a bun and whatnot, and sees you sitting there.
Chaperone.
Are you the person I'm supposed to give this to?
No, they're in that room.
I haven't opened the door. He's a friend.
Just peeking around the corner.
It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
You're welcome.
I'm
And
going to-
hands you the plates of food.
Try the meat.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna take a bite first. Yes, try the meat. No, I want to see you bite.
So he just shoves the whole thing in his mouth. Closes it and let's see.
Oh no! Oh no!
Slowly begins to chew. Like it takes him a minute to like figure out how this works.
It is quite tasty. I'm not sure if it's to your taste, but by normal standards, it's really yummy.
I can see why all of you enjoy eating so much.
It also stops us from dying.
You have to sleep
Jump
every night.
Jump cut to the next morning. Janice is getting like 10 pounds.
Kept having them bring food.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to like guard your dreams last night? I got really like.
Try this pudding stuff.
You guys just come down. He's pushed all the tables together. It's just a spread of food. Oh, this is really good.
Try that!
Clash, please describe what a frog on a stick tastes like.
That's been a while.
Well, enjoy your food.
Thank you. I will.
Good. Good night.
Pleasant dreams.
Chipper, if you're still watching, please make a very fat version of Janice sitting in front, next to like a feast
full
in front of him, full spread in front of him, just like going to town. She's like, food is really good.
Fat Janice at a
Fat
smorgasbord. Yep, she's on.
Fat guy in a little jacket.
Eats bacon once.
Yep. It's the important thing about making sure the first thing was bacon. Everything else from here is that like that's your gateway drug.
Everything else is just downhill.
So Melbane kind of looks at you and is like,
Apparently, he's never eaten food.
huh,
Like one does.
so odd.
I know, but I think he likes it.
Good, I'm glad. It's kind of odd that he's sitting outside our door, but
I would have shooed him away, but he is going to try to guard our dreams from,
Not what he said. But
well,
how she interprets
I
it.
know, but not what he said.
from the man who keeps showing up in our dreams.
Huh.
I don't know if he can do it, but if he's going to try, might as well give him the chance.
He's a good friend.
Something like that.
For a moment, I thought that perhaps he still didn't trust me in your presence.
No.
I feel better now.
I don't really think he thinks much about those things.
He very innocently looks at you. About those things.
Any things.
Oh.
Things at all.
just imagining like in the scene as we're watching this, you just see like Claudius like slowly in the back window of the room.
There's this look of sister bonding on his face. Oh, I meant with the whole me previously having been, but I. Huh.
Biological functions.
I was still thinking that you might have been too uncomfortable with the idea of me being perceived as more than what I perceive myself as here.
Let's not have that discussion.
As yes.
You're killing the
Yes,
mood.
ma'am. Sorry.
My apologies.
Well, let's eat.
He kind of leans towards you, and it's very Lady and the Tramp, but armless. And not dogs. Got nothing.
Probably not spaghetti.
Probably not spaghetti. Super weird.
It's okay. I think we're all getting tired.
And
What would this show be without euphemisms?
an empty husk.
I know you're trying to think of a euphemism for empty husk, but
What? No, I was just thinking it would be blatantly sexual.
yeah. The euphemisms would just fly out the door.
I also find it funny. It's just like Janice's personality is like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory.
You're not entirely wrong.
And you hear a rendition of a Marvin Gaye song sung downstairs, and you can tell there is a Lord Boggleson very loudly, like, doing a tambourine behind her, and, like, occasionally attempting to harmonize, and, like, while
just got a
Chipper is
cowbell.
doing a grand
on.
job, Lord
Needs more
Boggleson
cowbell.
has the voice you would expect a Lord Boggleson to have. Yes. So you can tell me what happens with that later. We shall cut to black. And at your house, there is a knock upon the door.
Oh. Hello?
We're from the zoning
The,
commission.
why
The
are
man
we-
from the magic shop
Oh,
brings you a few different components of what you are making.
oh, nice.
And asks if you have any more pieces for him yet ready. In the way that I'm imagining this, like, he's working some enchantments and some mechanics, and you're doing some, and then trading back and forth.
Yeah, we'll continue to do that.
So throughout the night, anybody who's at the other house might notice the knocking, and
So
you would be at the other place.
You know that scene from Monty Python where they're building the giant rabbit and it's the Frenchman out on top of the wall and you're just hearing like the saws and the banging? He's like, I'm just imagining everyone else in town walking by the house is just hearing those noises coming from inside.
Most of it is slightly less loud than that, but every now and then, yeah. If you roll me a perception, you can see if you hear anything strange going on.
I'm busy.
But, okay, fair enough.
And how long is this going to take? With his help and whatever?
So you're gonna shave about 10 hours off of it. So you went from
38
48 to 38, like 36 to 38.
I read the math book.
Yeah, math book.
So I have. If he shaves off 10 hours and then work the 12 hours till morning, right? That's. I have 24 more hours.
So you all end up bedding down for the evening or staring awkwardly at a door.
Yeah.
And I think that, given the time, will be a good place to end for the night.
Okay.
So, woo!
Yay!
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Did you guys have fun? That's gonna take a second to
In my mind, when
Process.
you're like, he's going to protect us in our dreams, and I'm going to show up, and you're like, I thought you were going to. I said intercept, not protect.
Dang it! Now you're in my head. No death. No death. I'm really happy about that. There were a few different ways that could have gone.
Yes.
I'm happy that there was no death. Good job, you guys. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Welcome, Ace Dragon. I will throw the Discord and the YouTube up here so that if you want to. YouTube has most of our backlog. I think we might be a
I
week
think
or
we're still a
two.
little
behind.
Yeah, I
Episodes
think we're a little
down.
behind. But if you go back and you want to go through, you have a lot to try and draw. There was a lot of drawable stuff that I feel like
So
happened tonight.
much.
Woo!
So Natalie,
Wow!
I want you to know that when we come out in the morning,
Thank
the
you!
plate of food will still be sitting on the ground, and
You're
you will have taken
awesome.
one bite of each
You
item on the
see-
plate, and that is it.
That's fair.
He
Very,
like
very
tasted
cool.
everything and then put it down.
I'm
That's
gonna show you some hype there just because I can, and I feel like it's worthwhile to show some hype there. You're fabulous. I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. And hopefully you will continue to enjoy us. We've got the backlog for Delirium's domain on YouTube, with the exception of maybe the last two, and that will probably be up soon. Oh, well, last
the one.
week's, yeah, with the power shutting off, not so much. But the ones that are missing that we have, we will upload soon. Our Discord has a few different things in it. Anytime I do an aside with a character that is noteworthy enough to throw into to one of the PCs here anyway, to throw into Discord, I write it up as a short story so you can catch some of the budding romance between Melbane and Elaine there, as well as some of the backstory with I almost called you Sar for a minute. Wrong one.
It's been a while
Claudius.
since
Yeah, it's
Sar
been a
happened.
minute. With Claudius's
There's some
sword,
distinct similarities
some of the
between
things
the two
going on
there.
with that. You can check that out. Yes, I request an actual hedgehog like song. Sing it to me so that I can actually know what's happening here, because I think that this needs to happen. But the Discord also includes links when, on the rare occasion that my channel, Lord Scritch the Goodly, goes live with anything creative, it'll pop up. There's a section for me, there's a section for Griffin Demon, and of course the main section for the Happy Little Dungeon for the D&D stream. There will also be updates if we ever have to move a stream or anything like that. We will list it in the Discord, so feel free to join the Discord. And can anybody else think of anything else? We should be back Monday.
Yep.
And yeah, so next
Yep.
Monday, yes. Monday after that, probably gone.
No,
We
No,
should
we should be back.
You'll be
yeah,
back
we'll
at-
have,
okay.
we'll have had a
the
day to
Star
rest.
Wars game.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So yes, we will see you next week. Keep being awesome, and yeah.
Grab your bats and grab your balls!
And don't forget that when you have a hammer, everything is a glass house. Good night, you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.